from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial, along with our apparel partner 656 and our accessories partner Cosmic Byte. My name is Floki, with me is Kirito. And Kirito, today's match has got me really excited because it's going to be between Truerippers and Valor, two of perhaps some of the strongest teams in this group.
Yeah, definitely a match that I'm really excited for, and I can't wait for this to get started. Reapers, I've been watching them since the beginning of this tournament, and I want to see them continue on with the play. But again, Valor, they're out there as well. We've seen some impressive improvements from there. The agent selection is really following the meta, and I really love how they, play consistently throughout all this map. So overall, I feel like this is going to be a really interesting match. But overall, before we go into anything, let's just check out today's fixtures. As you see on our screen, the first match is going to be between Truerippers and Valor. And the next one we already have between RG Academy and Team Exploit. It's all going to be best of threes, and we are super hyped for today's two matches.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you because I feel Truerippers and Valor are really strong teams. And both seem to suffer from sort of the same problem, right? Now, on the maps that they play and they pick, they tend to be very good. But you toss them in against a top tier team who's also practiced that same map, and all of a sudden you start seeing tiny chinks in their armor that they exploit to, just breeze through them. I believe I've seen Velocity defeat True Ripper on their maps. I've seen Team Valor being beaten up as well on Bind by none other than SA2L Esports or Soul Esports, call it however you want to call it. So, somewhere or the other, I feel like these two teams are going to make for a very interesting match because I can't wait to see what happens. Now, I know the map veto hasn't been shared yet, but I just want to talk about the maps a little bit until then, because Valor has been a team who seems to have a very strong bind and a very strong haven, but for some reason they did end up losing out to Seoul, and they did end up dropping that one map against them, which was quite confusing to me because I feel like a team like Valor should be able to deal with Seoul Esports. Don't you think so, Kirito?
Yeah, I mean, overall, I felt like Haven was a very strong map for them, and they have a pretty decent chemistry and map knowledge about that as well. And it was surprising to me, but overall, I felt there were some mistakes that were made from them. But I think that about the amount of time that has gone by, I'm pretty sure a team like them have taken the opportunity to look at those mistakes and have,
Yep.
fixed everything up. Hopefully, we're going to be ready to see them rocking to the Ad Haven because they're a team
Yeah.
who are thriving on improvement. They don't want to stop at reaching at one stage. Once they figure out some mistakes, they're going to be like, okay, we have these problems. Let's just fix them all right now while we have the chance. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly what we're going to see today.
Yeah, absolutely. And Team Valor seems like one of those teams that everyone has their eyes set on for quite some time. But before we talk about that, let's actually head on down over to the MVP standings and see what players are occupying those top four MVP spots. Starting with Velocity, with Deathmaker at the top, obviously. 182, 117, 23, a very strong player. But Paradox following it in a close second, followed by Ayan and Cactus. I mean, I want your thoughts on this, Kirito. Do you think Truerippers having Paradox on their side, do you think it's going to be enough to offset the team play and the experience Valor bring to the table, or do you think that you know Paradox is going to be sort of hard pressed to carry his team through this one?
It's such an interesting question because Paradox, obviously, you have all these insane duelists up there on the top, and they play an important role in the whole matchup as well. But you can't always have 100% dependency on them. You can't always, expect them to carry the whole team. You want everybody to be on the same level. You want everybody to back him up. Whenever, I mean, it's not a very abnormal thing for maybe Paradox is having a bad day today. Maybe he's not going to be able to frag as much.
Yep.
That's when the rest of the team needs to step up just because your star player, your MVP, isn't fragging out as usual, doesn't mean that okay, it's a lost match. Let's just give up. No, you have to make the most of it. And Truerippers, sort of expect them to have that quality. I mean, at this stage and at this time of the tournament, it's a must-have right now. And in a game of
Yep.
Valorant as well, everybody needs to have that same level of play. So I'm hoping that they have that quality in themselves. And same goes for Valor. Same goes for the rest of the teams.
Absolutely. And I feel like Paradox for him, it's really which side of the bed he woke up on that particular day based
Oh
on his matches.
yes.
Someday he just absolutely frags out with the operator and just, makes our jaws drop. On the other days, I'm not sure if he's even woken up from his deep slumber and he's been, put into this game of Valorant and he's like, oh man, I have to play a BO3 now. But you know what? We've talked enough about that. Let's actually have a look at the group standings and see where Truerippers and Valor stand in contrast to each other so we know what's at stake here for both of these teams. Well, it's starting off with Team EXO in the top spot, 2 wins, no losses just yet, followed closely by Truerippers, who are also at 2 wins and no losses. Team Exploit got Particles, followed by Valor, who aren't exactly in the green yet, but they are tied with God Particles for that 4th to 5th position, followed by Soul, M42, and RG Academy. Kirito, this match could be very important for Valor because if they
Absolutely.
manage to win out here, this could basically secure their spot in that top four. However, I don't think that match is going to be so easy for them because I've seen Truerippers play, Icebox. I've seen them play Haven as well. They look fairly strong on those maps, and I think those are also the maps that Valor likes to play.
Yeah, Valor are definitely confident on these maps, but one more thing about the match is it that Team Valor they won one, they lost one. They've tasted both sides of the coin, and the one that they win were against God Particles. It was 2-1 scoreline as far as I'm pretty sure it was, but um, I feel like this win is so important for them to get into that comfortable zone where the side of Exo, True Rippers, they're all at Team Expert as well. They want to get in that as soon as possible because these group stages they can be grueling if you don't keep that momentum up. You
Yep.
won't even know it. You're gonna be thinking that okay, we're gonna clap back. Don't worry, we'll be up there in a matter of no time. But it might be just too late. So they need to start that momentum, get that momentum ball rolling, and get those wins. And slowly but steadily, this could be a starting point. Slowly but steadily, get up there in the top four, and that's what they all want to be. And this is the opportunity. They have to make it count today.
Absolutely. I mean, for True Rippers, I think it's sort of okay if they give up on a game because, as we've seen, every single team in the group has played 2 matches so far. So, their position, it's not under attack by anyone just yet, but definitely they would like to win and take it to the next level and get to the top of the leaderboard. And with that said, let's actually have a look at the players we're talking about and the teams. Let's head on down over to the True Rippers spotlight and talk about these players. Of course, you're going to be recognizing these guys: Crosshair, Master, Paradox, Relic, and One Tap God make up the team who've been playing for quite a while now, since the very first season. And I'm quite sure they've developed a synergy that perhaps some of these newer entrants might be lacking here, Kirito. What do you think?
Yes, synergy is so important in Valorant. I mean, when you have all these vast agents, so much utility to work with, you need to have that clear-cut communication because things get really intense in the Valorant. Things
Oh,
start
yeah.
heating up. We all get flabbergasted in the casters panel. Everybody is just, what is happening? We don't know. But that's when these players need to stay calm. And by staying calm, you need to be able to communicate to your teammates, make sure whatever you want to happen, it happens, and the rest of the team follows up with that. And having that long time, synergy with your teammates that two rippers have, it's such a blessing for them that they have that communication. And hopefully they'll be able to utilize it to its full potential today. Because even against Valor, even against some of these very new teams, sometimes that bit of communication is what makes all the difference.
Absolutely. I feel like communication is one of those overlooked aspects that can really change the course of a team, right? You could have a team that is perhaps not very individually skilled, but because they're so good at team play, because they're so good at strategizing and talking to each other about the state of the game, they're able to make the necessary adjustments. And they're able to counteract the enemy team's strategy, which sometimes, when you start winning as a top tier team, you tend to fall back and relax and be like, you know what, these guys aren't really much of a challenge for us. We're going to ego peak. We're going to play a little bit more for ourselves. We're going to try to go for those highlight reel plays. And you end up getting punished by a team who decided they're going to play structure, they're going to play discipline, they're going to play trades. And I think that's one of the things that can often catch these top tier teams off guard. But with that said, let's actually have a look at the player spotlight for True Rippers, see who's going to be on there for now. I guess Paradox could be there, but no, it's actually Crosshair. Kirito, his Sova apparently has done quite a wonderful job here. An ACFs of 197.
Really
Usually,
impressive.
yeah, Soa is the one who, usually likes to go in second, be there for his team to trade things out, and if his duelists are dead, well, then the onus is upon him to make something happen on the map. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff, isn't it? Crosshair playing that Soa with all these skills. You tell me more about him, because I don't think I've seen enough matches of True Rippers to see how this man likes to play.
Yeah, well, definitely. And the reason why I mean, it's as a player who plays Valorant almost every day, I absolutely adore Sova because it's not just that crazy duelist play. You don't have the very slow and passive mindset of a Sentinel or whatever. But
Yep,
Sova, you can both be aggressive and support your teammate. I mean, a single recon there can give so much to your, aggressive players who are there in the fight that gives them so much information. And we feel like Crosshair does that beautifully. His Sova recons just help out the team so much and provide them with so much information that sometimes these rounds where you think like, okay, there's no way they're coming back from this. He just turns things around for his team. And this is why I love players who are so familiar with Sova. And
yep,
being familiar with Sova, it's not easy. But
oh
once
yeah.
you get it down, your team will absolutely so happy to have that agent and such a skilled player playing behind it as well. So that's exactly what I think Crosshair is achieving for True Rippers, and I'm hoping to see him show some insane recons today as well.
Yeah, I mean, Sova has always been one of those agents that not only takes a lot of skill to play, but also a lot of brains to play. Also, just making sure that you're able to sort of triangulate where the enemy is located based on the little information you do or do not have. Even if your recon dart hits nothing, that is also information.
Yeah,
Information of knowing that which spots it watches, which spots it doesn't, where they could be, where they couldn't be, and keeping in mind, rotations are probably going to come in after you throw out that recon, throw out those shock darts, etc., etc. But yeah, you have to keep all those minds when you're playing in SOA, and I think you absolutely hit the nail on the head. When you have a really good SOA player, you can see the difference it makes. Sky, Breach, all these initiators, they're super flashy, no pun intended. But the thing about them is that their job is somewhat more straightforward, right? It's not
yeah,
it's not as difficult as playing an initiator which doesn't have any of those direct combat utilities. you play something like Sova, you gotta play slow, you gotta play methodical, and you have to sort of watch the map. But I think with that said, we are ready to have a look at the other team that is also going to be playing today. Of course, it's going to be Team Valor. We should be jumping to their spotlight soon enough. And by the way, if you did catch a glimpse of that QR code coming up there, you can scan, get yourself some Red Bull, enjoy the match. But yeah, with that said, this is the team you need to watch out for. These players have been around forever. Bullet, Hunter, Buster, JN, Pasha Sahil. I mean, I'm quite sure you've heard of these names before, Kirito. So why
Yeah.
don't you let the audience know who these guys are?
I mean, this team, they have some absolutely incredible players. And I got to say, I was talking about them in the beginning and their agent compositions. Like, they have been switching those up quite a little bit. But right now, with what they have, I feel like if they master this completely, they can be a pretty strong team and a force to be reckoned with. And I mean, the agent composition is such an important part of Valorant. If you don't have that role filled up by somebody, or somebody's playing that role, but he's not really experienced with it, it's gonna mess up your team. But Team Valor have nailed it down, and I feel like they have a pretty strong composition for now. These players, I mean, JN, the fragging this man does, it took him a while to actually find that momentum with the
Yep.
duelists, and especially with the Jet. But now that he's here, the past few matches I've seen him in, he's just been so phenomenal. He's just been so fearless, and the rest of the team as well. I'm hoping to see them pop off today.
Absolutely. And I think this is the perfect balance of what a team can of what a successful team can and should look like, right? You've got your two very experienced players. You've got Buster and Hunter. You've also got a bunch of new blood. You've got some guys you've known for a long time, like Pasha Sahil. And
Yeah.
when you have this sort of a team composition, it can be very easy to bring out the best in the new players. Of course, Valor seemed to struggle with their footing a little bit earlier in the previous seasons as well, but they had some very shining moments, if everyone recalls. They did beat Global Esports once 2-0 in the group stages. I believe the performance in the playoffs was also fairly commendable. They did a good job. Unfortunately, just haven't been a little bit shy of the mark, haven't they? I mean, they still yet to hit that point where we can officially recognize Valor as that proper team that can always make it to the semifinals and sort of give it that prestige that a team like that deserves. I think Team Valor, as a result, are probably going to be very hungry for this match.
Yeah, they have that potential in them. I know how they have that potential in them. I'm pretty sure they themselves know how strong they are. So, as you said, being hungry, they know that they have what it takes to be up there. And I think with this match, if they do get the dub, I feel like that will definitely boost their confidence even more and get that momentum ball rolling. So we might see them, improve their score line in this tournament quite a bit after this matchup. I mean, it all
Yeah.
comes down to if they get that win or not, doesn't it? And if they do win, they want to make sure that they have the best communication possible. But yeah, moving on, we're gonna see the player spotlight for Team Valor. Let's see who's gonna be showing up there. Do you have any predictions, Smokey?
I have a feeling it's going to be J. Oh, there you go. As I was saying it, I
Oh
had a
yes.
feeling it was going to be JN. I love it, because your duelist should be on there. Like typically it shouldn't be like your initiator or like your sentinel. Like while them being there is definitely an indication of your skill, this is the person who you really want to be able to frag out, right? Because that's what duelists are built for. That's what they're good at. And JN playing the Jet has been that player for Team Valor. He's got a combat score of 200 almost, which is really, really good considering that you're a Jet, and most of the time you're sort of gonna have to just throw a cloudburst and dash into it, and that's your entryway into the site. You're not a Phoenix. You're not some guy who has a bunch of flashes or you have a firewall to make just to start things off. No, you're not that kind of an agent. You're not a Reyna either. You're a Jet, and sometimes that can be sort of hard to work with. But JN definitely manages to make it work. And yeah, I think I'm gonna be keeping an eye out for his performance because I used to like long back. I used to feel like Jet is not the greatest agents in Valorant, but hey, watching all these Jet performances all this time, I've been proved wrong on so many occasions that I was forced to change my opinion, and I'm glad that I got my opinion changed because some of these Jet plays have been absolutely insane. The ability turn around a round that you could have potentially lost in the back of those knives is absolutely mesmerizing when it's done right.
Yeah, and Jen, he definitely does it right. Jet could not, it's probably not the best agent, but it's definitely an important agent in Valorant. The value
Yeah,
a Jet holds, I mean, there are very few agents that are such diverse in every map. You almost see Jet being viable in every single map that Valorant has by far released.
yeah.
And JN, he had some trouble adjusting to that Jet role, but now he's in there and he's getting these player spotlights. He's playing as the best duelist out there, and I'm really looking forward to see him on that Jet today. I want to see some more really impressive operator shots from him, because that operator, it's the best at the hands of a jet. The fact that you can take a shot, if you miss, you can get out of that position without almost losing your life. I mean,
Hmm.
there's very low possibility of you dying from that while somebody shoots at you while you're dashing. So that gives JN so much more freedom to play with that operator. Hopefully, he's going to be landing the shots, and that's what I'm looking forward to from him today.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I think that makes a Jet very, very strong, not only on offense but also on defense. Like you mentioned, those operator plays are just something you need to always be on high alert for. Because we've always had those games in our games where there's always that one operator we just can't seem to pin down and is winning the team rounds constantly by getting those initial picks. But hey, with that said, I think the map veto should be ready soon enough. So let's jump straight into the meat and see what maps are going to be up today between Truerippers and Team Valor. But yeah, well, there we go. It's going to be Icebox, followed by Haven and Split. This is super interesting because Valor seems to have picked up Icebox, a map where I think Truerippers is actually really, really strong. And I kind of need your opinion on this, Kirito. What do you think about this pickup by Team Valor? Is it them trying to throw a curveball of sorts? Because I wouldn't expect them to pick up Icebox against True Rippers.
Yeah, it's a bit of a question mark for me too, because True Rippers are so good in this map. They have the confidence to actually play aggressively in some of these cases, and that takes some real bravery to do on Icebox while you're on defense as well, to go aggressive on the attacking team. The True Rippers do it so well, and Valor, they went for the pick, so I gotta hope that they have something planned. Either they have mastered this map in the meantime, or they have some really insane strat prepared that I think True Rippers just cannot counter. But here's to hoping. But meanwhile, on Haven, True Rippers are going to be picking that map up, and I'm really interested to see what they come up with. Again, the agent selections are going to be so much more important in Haven, because it's obviously a three-sided map, very much friendly for the attackers and very difficult to defend. And I'm really interested to see what each side is going to be coming up with. Personally, maybe a double initiator lineup would be pretty good, but some of them want to stick to the old reliable double duelist. So let's
Yep.
see which one comes up. Obviously, we do have the decider map of being split, and I mean, what do we talk about split? Such a constricted map, tight map, and
Yep.
very limited movement for players. It's hard to even play a jet here. But yeah, some people, I mean, Jay, and hopefully, if we do go to the third map, he might pick it up, and we might see some jet action there as well. But overall, I want to know about you about Haven and Split, about from you about Haven and Split as well.
Um, so Split is a map that we've actually seen the side of Valor play often, right? They're supposed to be pretty good at it. I've seen them pull off some really clutch and really close wins on that map. So I imagine that this is definitely a comfortable map veto for Valor. My only issue with the way the map is structured right now is the fact that both Icebox and Haven are maps that True Rippers is quite strong at. So the fact that these two maps are first makes me feel like maybe Valor won't even make it to the third map. Maybe they're just gonna lose out 2-0 on Haven and Icebox. And I say this as someone who's been watching Valor for a long time and rooting for them. Since the second season, I've been seeing them play, but their Haven hasn't looked like it's the strongest map yet. They do win Haven fairly often, but the issue is when they go up against teams of similar or higher caliber, they just seem to struggle so hard on that map. And I don't know. I don't know if True Rippers are going to be able to bust them wide open on this map, or if the side of Valor is going to be able to put up a fight, because Haven is just such a curveball, right? I mean, I've seen them win against God Particles on, as I've seen Valor win against God Particles on Haven, so I don't know what to make of that, but it does make me feel that somewhere or the other, this is a risk that the side of Valor have calculated. They've kept it in the back of their mind. They know that. This is potentially a map that they could lose, but they feel very confident about, going into this. This is a map which, when you pick, you say, you know what, we've played this, we're better than before, and we're not afraid. And with that said, let's actually jump straight into the agent selection screen because that is ready to go. And let's see exactly what agents are going to be picked up by both of these teams, Valor as well as True Rippers. Well,
It is Icebox, and I feel like we should know which agents should come up. Obviously, as the controller, we want to see Viper on that from True Rippers. Bones is going to be picking up that role. Yet to see who's going to be on VL. I think. Oh, actually, Pasha is going to be going for the Astra. That's going to be interesting. Astra is an incredible controller, but I gotta say, Icebox though, that has to be Viper's domain. Really interested to see what he comes up with here. But meanwhile, the rest of the agents are also being picked up. Master on that Sage from TR Paradox on the Jet as usual. Crosshair being the Sova
Oh.
and Relic on the Reina. Pretty interesting double duelist lineup from them. VL on the other side, Valor. Buster's going to be on the Sky, JN on the Jet, Pasha Sahil, as we said, on the Astra. And oh, look at this. Bullets on the Viper as well. Hunter's going to be playing the Sova as usual. But yeah, a double controller line. This is going to be interesting to say the least. What are your thoughts on this, Loki?
I'm not entirely sure actually. I don't think I've ever seen a Viper as well as an Astra on that same map, especially on Icebox. It just feels a little weird to have both of those agents, but both obviously give you a lot of control, right? So maybe the plan that Valor is going for is instead of, just playing super defensively, use the double smokes, use the double utility to set up fakes and counter fakes and whatnot, and, just play them in the mines. Don't try to take fair duels against Truerippers because, it maybe you win, maybe you don't. It's a flip of the coin. But when you're able to set up certain fakes like with the Astra and the Viper, I think you have a much better chance. But hey, we're about to head into the game, and before we do, Kirito, I want your prediction. Do you think that Truerippers are going to win this match, or is it going to be Valor?
It's a difficult choice because I wanted to give this to Valor to begin with because we all know the Truerippers are so strong here. Despite that, Valor went with the Icebox map pick. But yeah, now I'm seeing this agent selection. I'm optimistic, but it's such a interesting selection that we don't really know what to expect. So I sort of am gonna be playing it safe, thinking Truerippers. They know this map. They are so comfortable with it. I have to give it to them. But I'm hoping that's gonna be a close match, and I wouldn't mind being proven wrong here as we're moving in. Both teams are locked and loaded and ready. What about you, Floki? What are your predictions?
My predictions. I have to agree with you. I think it's a little bit hard to give any predictions of sorts. I have a feeling though that it's very likely going to be Truerippers. I feel like this is a map that Truerippers are just way too good at, and the side of Valor have done something funky here, haven't they? It's not something you see every day. An Astra plus a Viper along with, a double initiator setup. They've got a lot of great offensive potential, but I'm not sure if this experiment is gonna be a successful one. I actually think that Truerippers have a better chance of taking this. It's just a lot more standard, it makes a lot more sense, and it's something that you've played often. And with that said, look at what Valor are doing right now. Bones is probably going to be revealed by the recon done. The first contact is going to be taken down. Buster finds that kill, opens things up. JN instantly is going to get that spike down planted on top of Tube. In the meantime, you can see Paradox still lurking around towards B main, hoping to find a pick. Look at the discipline coming in from Valor, not pushing it in, realizing that they have control of the map where it matters. And Pasha Sahil creeping in, manages to get a kill. JN is going to peek on the back of that, and Paradox, he does find Bullet, but he's under so much pressure to do so much work. 4 players need to be taken out, and his only friend here is Master. Skywolf is going to be spotting out a lot of things, both Paradox and Master, and there you go, Master just getting shot from 30 different places is going to end up biting the dust. Very successful first round here for the side of Valor. Hey, looks like the experiment's working.
Yeah, it is still a pistol round though. You gotta give them a few more rounds before we actually confidently say that. But yeah, I mean, that was a really nice play coming down towards mid. Obviously, Icebox mid is such a no man's land. You don't really see players pushing it unless, of course, they're going into kitchen or towards B. But yeah, we see VL. They aggressively pushed in JN, opening things up, and he's already got 3 frags on the board. And with this Viron coming in, we might see more as we see all Spectres in their hands. Hunter on the Sheriff, but Bullet is going to be confident to go for a Phantom on the second round. It's going to be a bit of a question mark for a lot of people, but yeah, I mean, just why not? You have the money, why not go for it? And they're going to be going towards the A side, coming in. JN leading the charge, following that Trailblazer, spots out the Sova, Crosshair taken down. Can he find a second? No, Master finds 2 with the classic. How does he do it? Tries to put up a wall, but Pasha catches him off guard. He's going to get the second one as well. Bullet with the Phantom, finally making it count in 3 versus 1. Enough economic damage done. Bone spots out Hunter, but the Ghost doesn't get the shot onto the classic, but it's gonna be Bullet though with the big boy gun, and he's gonna be right below Bones, who's gonna be on the nest position on the entry side of the D side. Bullet, he has no idea. It's all gonna come down to timing on which Viper spots who first.
Yeah,
I think he's just holding. He's looking for exit frags again.
I like the patience from Bones, but Bullet knows where he is. He's not going to be budging here. He's going to be a little bit paranoid. That might actually give Bones an opening, but I like what Bullet is doing here. He's playing a little bit more aggressively, is clearing out multiple angles, and is just trying to play along with Pasha, because Pasha is also, all the way back towards Kitchen. He's not over here. Bones up. He's been spotted. Jig is up. No way on earth you can get the defuse now. Might as well just die to the spike. Hope to get a last frag before you die. Oh, spots up Pasha Sahil. But in the end, will end up.
Oh,
Wait, Bullet also
what?
died.
Pick up the.
He's gonna get the Phantom.
Okay.
It's okay. I mean, that was unnecessary.
But
What? Bullet?
economic damage though.
Yeah, that's actually kind of big. I mean, that was the Phantom
mean,
version by Bullet.
Yeah. They can go for some buys again, but I gotta say, considering TR with their own buy round coming up here, they could do some serious damage to VL if they go and win this round now. But still, regardless, we do see the rifles coming in. It's gonna be an all Phantom squad for instead of VL. Phantom boys in the chat rise up. Shorty for Jane, I think he's gonna be trying to play a Blade Storm. Does he have enough? But doesn't really matter. We're gonna see aggressive push from VL coming in towards that B main. Buster with the first flag on the Paradox was being a little bit too jumpy. Jane, he only needs one frag for that Blade Storm to be activated. Meanwhile, Relic on the mid flank doesn't spot anybody out. But yeah, VL, they aren't committing to this B main just yet. They are holding on, trying to find one more pick, in which they do. It's gonna be Bones taken down. And Hunter, he's going to take care of the flank as well. This B side is looking great for the picking.
Absolutely. Paradox got a little bit too antsy over there. You know, Jay is just using his body as a human meat shield and causing a distraction for everyone else to come and get the pick off. Gets that blade stop going as well. And the first buy round just sort of falling apart for Truerippers. I think they're going to call in for a save here. I think they're done. They don't want to waste, you know, their rifles. They would much rather keep them for the next round. Perhaps the round after that too. Just try and make sure that, you know, they have some semblance of normalcy going into these upcoming rounds. But yeah, Valor so far just cruising through Icebox. Pistol round 1, first buy round no problem, no sweat on their brow, and Truerippers pretty much only playing for exits. I like the position Hunter is in a very good spot. I think he ended up spotting out Master. Oh my god, Hunter, that was so crisp. That was so crisp by him.
He's gonna get that frag crosshair. There's a player behind him. Oh, Jane spots him out. Has the Blade Storm activated. Needs to be up close to land that right click. Sees him, gets the frag in as well. Loses some HP, doesn't really matter. He's gonna pick up a gun for himself as well. But yeah, it's gonna be a 3-0 scoreline. TR, they're slowly falling behind. It's still very much in the beginning of the matchup, but they're forced to go into another eco. But it's still, I'm being a little bit optimistic for them, because so far what VL have actually done is played really aggressively and catching the side of TR off guard, and it's gonna, I feel like they are gonna change up their strats real soon. They might switch to a more passive note, might try and flank maybe, stuff like that, but it's not gonna work on a team like TR for long. They're gonna be able to counter that eventually. But JN, he's gonna keep that aggressive jig up, has a spike. He's just walking down mid, straight to the face of Bones. He's just gonna go for the plant. Okay. This feels like their new default. They're just doing that 2-3 rounds in a row. And Spike is down on B. Still it's a 5 versus 5 though. Oh, JN.
Oh no, Jane actually gets picked off there, but Buster's gonna be there to find the trade, but Crosshair elsewhere has managed to pick up Buster. Hunter watching the flank, but is also gonna get one tap by Marcel. This round is falling apart to the side of Valor. Bullet though, bringing it back. The sense of stability still there for the side of Valor. And now it's gonna be two players trying to play the full fun. Knight Concuss coming in. Crosshair is actually stunned up, and he'd have to move off the spike. He didn't even get the half defuse going. Looking to take the fight against two players. I think he's done for. I don't think he can take this fight. Yeah, he's gonna try to save the Phantom. But can he even save it?
Oh, he's gonna be playing.
Oh, he did. Oh, but Bashar, that's okay. I think that's alright. He's got a lot of money, so he doesn't care. But yeah, once again, I mean, not a bad round for the side of you know, Truerippers. They prevent them from really snowballing out of control in terms of the economy. But as I say that, I see Bullet has 8,000 creds lined up for him, and Jin also has around 8.6 grand to his name. So yeah, I'm not really sure how much impact that's going to have on the rest of the game, but definitely a big model boost for the side of Truerippers.
Yeah, I gotta say, they did decent economic damage. They didn't really affect them in this round, but yeah, they got some nice eco frags that gave them some more money to work with, and they're gonna be able to afford even an operator moving into the next round. Full armor, all rifles, an operator. They got a pretty strong armor to work with. So this is a round where I feel like TR, they're gonna slowly start to build that momentum back. And finally, we're going to see VL going towards that A side and slowing things down a bit. I feel like that early denial with those Sage utilities definitely worked out. Good read coming in from Master. Just try and stop any kind of aggressive push coming in. But yeah, things have come to a bit of a stalemate as they're going to be pushing back. But look at this presence from Master in mid. The wall is up there, so no more, you know, that crazy whatever thing JN was doing with the dashing down the mid position. It won't be resisted for long though. The wall is broken, but they're not going to be going towards the mid anymore. Steering very clear of it. Going
Yep.
towards B main instead, straight into Bones.
Oh,
He's
Bullet
got a
has
lot
to
of
be
Viper to work with.
patient about it. Yeah, Bullet needs to be
Indeed.
patient about this. He can't be the one pushing in for his team, and he realizes that, so he's gonna
Oh,
stop. Instead, that recon dot, it's gonna reveal Valor's hand, and here they come, charging in towards the side, double peek, cleaning out
30
Bones.
seconds
No way
left.
for him to hold on to just stay alive, and Jane is gonna be able to find the second one as well. Nice play coming in from Paradox, though. Is gonna keep himself alive. That operator still in play.
Spike
He
planted.
misses!
so
A very
close.
uncharacteristic miss
One
coming in from
enemy
Paradox. It
remaining.
might just have cost them the round. Valor, 2 men up. And it's all gonna be down to Crosshair. Once again, in a 1v3.
Spots Pasha in B main, tries to flick onto it, fails. Oh, we're gonna see mid presence from Bullet. Almost gets him. Brings him down to 44 HP, not enough. The operator, is it gonna be picked up? No, they're gonna be deciding to play with the rifles for now. I think that's a pretty decent decision. Icebox does allow some freedom for operators on attack. Most maps don't, but yeah, they're gonna be sticking to the reliable rifles right now. All phantoms in their armory. Meanwhile, TR, they got some frags there, but it's just not enough, is it? They're gonna have to go for another eco spectre for Crosshair. Is he gonna keep it, or I think he's gonna sell it? I think they just want to have as much as money as they can going to the next round. And considering how many ultimates they have, we might just see Bones going with the Viper Spade in the B side. But yeah, no, he's gonna be pushing on into B main. Not using the ultimate just yet. Meanwhile, aggression from Crosshair will not be punished just yet, but he will be spotted out. He's gonna be scared back. A lot of utility push towards him, but Bullet finds the 2 frags onto the flank. Paradox and Bones are out of the equation. The B side is very viable. Bullet with one more onto Relic on the flank. Master gets one, but Jane with the trade. And up in the face of Master. What's he gonna do with the Sheriff there? It's gonna be a 6-0 scoreline coming in. TR, I mean, they didn't have weapons to work with. They, I guess, wanted to get that round over with. But yeah, overall, it's still a 6-0. They need to start, stepping things up. If it goes to a 7 or an 8, I'm not sure if we might see much chance from TR to get a pretty decent score in this first half.
Yeah, you know what I want to see? I want to see a timeout being called by Truerippers right now, because if they don't stem the bleeding here, they're in for a really, really rocky ride, and I don't think they're going to be calling one. They're going to head straight into this next spy round. Well,
Revealing area.
it isn't the one straw that broke the camel's back, it is the million others underneath it. Let's see if Truerippers are actually going to be able to make sure that the backs aren't broken by the side of Valor. Nice drone early on. It's going to spot a lot of players from the side of Valor, and it's actually going to make it so that they can maybe rotate in. Utility being forced. I think they heard that jet dash as well. They hear another player on the ropes, and I think that Seeker should just give it all away where the push is going to be coming from. You can see the rest of Truerippers starting to make a move. Bullet in a good position, letting go of the Viper's bit. But Paradox spots out so many players backing up. It was actually an elaborate fake setup. Paradox knows what's happening. The jig is up, and all the players from Truerippers, except one, have made their way onto the B side. But once again, they just are playing them mentally. Bones, however, does find Buster towards him. But look at the positioning from Hunter, just lurking in and catches off Paradox.
Taking that back.
And once again, they're gonna head straight to B. They know they've all rotated in towards A, and their Viper is just gonna be keeping them there. Bullet just playing around his own pit so well.
Bones.
But Bones, he sees the feet.
30
Bullet,
seconds
that
left.
information has been relayed over to his team, and he's still lurking
You are
around in this
divided.
side. Oh my
What?
god, he's just doing so much work for his team. A Cosmic Divide coming in. That's from the side of Valor. But, okay, Hunter gets crossed but gets traded out by Master. This is gonna be
Spike
an open.
planted.
Oh,
This is
that
just too
timing!
interesting. This is just too interesting, man. There's so much happening all around the map. We're gonna see Relic with a 500 bullet. Master gets one more. Oh, looks like TR won. Okay, I didn't even see what happened on the B round, but they're gonna be winning this to a 4-0 man count, and it's gonna be a 6-1 scoreline coming in. But yeah, I mean, if only Paradox didn't go for that peak there. I mean, VL, they played with my mind as well. I didn't even realize that all of them had pushed out of A main, moving towards B. Paradox just looked there and saw 4 players lining up. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna shoot one bullet. Either I'm gonna get a lineup or I'm out of here. And he was definitely out of here. He was out of the whole round, in fact. Regardless, it was a really good play coming out of VL. I mean, they have a pretty diverse strat book right now, as far as I'm concerned, because we have those aggressive plays. We saw a couple of passive rounds before that as well. And that fake, it was pretty impressive. Looks like they are familiar with the utilities because seeing that Viper spit put up on A, I mean, 9 out of 10 people would be really convinced that okay, this could be an A push because they have this cover to work with. But yeah, meantime, they were just sneaking on out.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand about the Vipers. But like, it's at least in lower elos, it's just looked at, as oh, you can't come in here. But it's actually a double-edged sword. It's not as good as you might like to think. And of course, it drops you down to 1 HP. It makes it super hard for you to come in and get that sight back. But it's not like it's impossible, there are ways of doing it if you've got the utility, and that ult really shines when there's not a lot of utility remaining on the enemy team. Which is why seeing Valor use it to set up a fake was very, very interesting to me. I think they realized that it's not worth just committing to the Viper Spit and rendering everyone else sort of useless, right? Because when the Viper Spit is committed, that is what you're playing around. You're not playing around anything else, you're playing around the pit. Using it to set up fakes like this, obviously a great move. In the end, doesn't work out. Truerippers, I don't know what got into them, but they managed to get Valor. I mean, I don't know, they just got them with their hands down somehow and obliterated them in the round. A round which, by the way, they had no business winning whatsoever after that mid-lurk from Hunter. So, yeah.
I mean, absolutely. It feel like a certain amount of luck might be involved there, but yeah, I want to believe that it's all mechanical skill and not luck in certain scenarios. But regardless, information was there and beautifully countered. And I feel like Bones, I mean not Bones, sorry, Bullet. He did put up the Viper Speed. If he got one more frag there, I mean there were so many players around him. He still wasn't able to find anybody. He did get one frag, but that's all he got. But
Yeah.
he needed to have much more of an impact to than just seeing master speed. But yeah, I think there are some technical issues coming in from the side of TR. Not sure, but uh, before we do
Yep.
go into the match or whatever, how I mean, we see this double controller lineup coming in. Pasha, obviously, he's got some fragging ability in him. We're seeing that very much evident in this matchup. But are we seeing that much effect from the Astra utilities?
I actually think we are, right? Because the way they're using the utility is very, very interesting. They're essentially using the Viper to fake, and the Astra it's not a very telling setup. You don't know what the Astra is gonna do. The Astra just pretty much puts out stars everywhere, recalls some of them back at when they decide to do something, and they use it to set up really, really good and elaborate fakes. And I think that's really the strength of this lineup is just you've got so much utility to play around with that you can make the enemy team keep moving around the map, just make sure they're never resting, they're never standing still, and they're always just making it from one spot to another. And that's where you find those openings. I mean, Hunter is able to get that very important pick on Paradox, by the way, which I'm quite sure that if he didn't find that round would be a lot easier for Truerippers to win. Him finding that pick was so crucial, but yeah, in the end, the crossfires didn't work out. The post plant setup was not great, and yeah, it seems that Valor somewhere or the other, if their offense doesn't justify this pickup, I'm not sure how good this lineup is on defense. Of course, it seems like on paper it should be pretty good, right? Because you've got two flashes, you've got some information with the dog. You've got a SOA in your lineup, so info is not going to be a problem. But it's not the same as it would be if you had someone like a Sage who can literally just say, "No, today you don't push here. You want to push here, you gotta wait 20 seconds. I got my wall up, I got my slow ops down. You're not making your way into this site, my good sir." On the other hand, though, when you have someone like, Viper or an Astra, you can wait up for the utility. It's like, what, 2-3 seconds unless you pop both smokes. And even if you pop both smokes, you've got some pretty good agents on the side of Truerippers to bust through it. You've got the SOA with the Recon Dart, you got him with the Owl, you've got the Reyna with the Layers and whatnot. And also Jet setting up with a couple of smokes from the smoke itself, right? You can go into the enemy smoke, just drop down a cloudburst somewhere, and just make sure you cover all the other angles instead. And I feel like Truerippers' offense is also fairly good, so I would really like to see the side of Valor get a couple more rounds in. Although with that said, I'm not too sure if we're gonna get to that point, because it seems that okay, once again Valor, they're gonna be hardcore setting up towards the end. That's the spike being dropped. An unfortunate mistake coming out here from the side of Valor as they end up losing one of their players. Buster bit the dust, and now it's down to the rest of the members to make something happen. Losing a very key agent, and there's no flashes available for the side of Valor, by the way. So yeah, they're gonna be in a little bit of trouble now. Where do they go? That's the question. Viper's wall hasn't been used. Stars being used, and they've decided they're going to come into A instead. 3 stars being dropped in. Double shock darts to clear multiple angles. Doesn't find anything, but do Valor stay here or do they back off? No, they're instead going to throw down the wall, try and separate the side, but look at the B coming in from crosses, and they're going to spray down 3. And sure, passes out, he found Relic, but that's not going to matter, because, I mean, he's still on the side crosshair, and crosshair needs to be cleaned up. The spike can go down. He's
Oh
got
my
so
god.
I mean, he's got himself 4 kills. Disgusting stuff. JN alone in a 1v4 with the operator in his hands. Looking for the ace. Crosshair is gonna find it. Truerippers, just the round they needed.
Absolutely, we're gonna see an ace coming out from the man himself, Crosshair, the player spotlight for Truerippers for today. And I mean, really good play from him. He went down aggressively first. We usually predict it could be either the Jet pushing up or even maybe the Reina, the duelist, who usually take the aggressive roles in the match. But he's going to be Crosshair. He's going to be going in with that aim, hitting those shots. And I feel like there was some communication issue coming out from VL, but I mean, it doesn't really matter now. They lost the round, and they're going to have to move into the next one. Still have money for buys. Jane gonna be using the Blaze Storm, hopping up onto B main. Oh, gets legged though with the opposition Jet Paradox. He is spotted out from that recon, sorry, but this time flicks onto Jane, gets the shot in. Nothing Jane can do to stop that. Yes, Industry is coming in. Paradox goes in for one more shot, gets versatile. Peak coming up from Buster with Paradox. He's not stopping, he's on a 3k. Relic from the flank finds one, but Hunter finally denies Paradox from getting any more than that 3. Knows there is a player in flank. Relic with the flash out, doesn't matter. Hunter for him gets a frag onto the duelist, and now he knows that there should be an opening in the behind towards the A side, and that's exactly where he's going to be going. He used up the Hunter Sphere a little bit too early. Oh, he's going to be stopping towards mid.
I like this.
And he actually, he won't be able to catch him off guard though, because they are rotating towards mid now. That mid recon won't spot him because he's in kitchen. But are TR reading this is the question.
Well, they're certainly playing around it. Even if they aren't reading this, they kind of haven't exposed themselves to Hunter just yet. So Hunter, he's sort of running low on time, needs to take the initiative and go somewhere. And I think because he hasn't found anything, he's just going to be like, okay, guess they're still on B. I'm going to go plant A instead. No way on earth it makes sense for them to rotate this early. And he's right about that, because there's no one over there on the side. He's still going to be a little bit paranoid. He's going to run the clock down, but pretty sure he's going to be getting the spike planted soon enough.
And is he going to see him?
Oh, Master actually spots him out, and the spike doesn't even go down! Oh, unfortunate for Hunter, but yeah, Truerippers finally making a dent in the economy on the side of Valor, as we'll see them perhaps pick up their last buy of these 4 rounds. I mean, now if they lose, they certainly most certainly should have to eco unless the loss bonus is kicked in. It's not going to be the best buy for them right now either. Jane just used up his Blade Storm. He's probably going to be working on something like a Spectre or Frenzy, and Pasha Sahil as well. He's going to be working on Light Shield. So just Valor barely scraping together a buy, but let's see what happens next. Paradox once again super aggressive. He's already used his dash. He's not in a good spot, but somehow fortune favors the bold, and he has managed to make his way away from the clutches of Valor.
Not for long though, gets a shock dart up, really up in his face. It's gonna be bringing him down to half HP. Can receive a heal from his Sage. I think that's what he's gonna be going for. But meanwhile, VL, they're gonna be walking into Relic. He's gonna try and dismiss away, but JN aggressively goes for the shot, gets it, but Crosshair with the trade, loving the straight play coming from Crosshair. Oh, goes Spikeman going into default position. Crosshair tries to deny it with shock darts. We'll find the tag, and Paradox with the player on behind. Pasha with the trade, but Crosshair, he's gonna get a refrag as well. It's gonna be brought down to a 1 versus 3. Hunter dropping down, gets some damage, but gets one shot onto Crosshair. The other players on the flank though, he has to get one of these frags, either in the front or in the behind. I think he knows that Master's there behind that screens. He needs to go aggressive because there's a player right behind him. And gets that shot in. Now he should predict the flank, but is he? He is! And gets the clutch in! Triple kill for Hunter. 30 HP, barely alive, but that's all he needs to get that frag in. 7-3 is going to be the scoreline, and we're approaching the end of the half. But yeah, VL barely saved their economy by winning that round. Damage is done though. They lost 4 players, but still, the victory will have its rewards.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, they're ahead in terms of rounds now. They have a distinct advantage going into the next half, and that's pretty much what Valor are looking for. I did express my concerns about their defense perhaps not being strong, but I actually think that it might just do okay. It's not that bad. I just think the lack of Sage could be a bit of a problem, but for now, still have 2 more rounds to focus on. Master, very aggressive play towards mid, clearing out that area and just holding on for the time being. Crosshair, he spotted out one. Can he actually find a pick? Yes, he can. Partial Sahil gets cleaned up. That's one player instantly down for Valor. No way you have the Cosmic Divide up and running now. And the rest of Truerippers just huddled around the map, know exactly where Valor are, and Valor are crunched on every side. The only person who can't afford to die here is Bones, and you can see him playing super defensively. He just wants to stay alive. He doesn't want to do anything more, anything less. JN comes in with the dash, but Boone is going to be there to clean him out. Paradox did end up hitting the shot, but I think that might have been leg on JN. Yeah, he's not in the best spot. Paradox! What? I didn't even know there was a lineup! He's gotten himself a free pick! Buster gets shot through the wall!
That is going to be huge. Now they don't have one initiator to work with. Sky, in certain tight scenarios, that flash could be so useful. But now they don't have any of that. Or rather, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're stuck in that yellow position in B. They have 3 players in front of them, and one of them holding on to the flank, and behind that being Master. They're trying to cut off all noise, but noise is being made. And they know that they have nowhere to go other than the B side. Trying to plant the bomb is going to be Jane, going for a fake. We're going to see Wallbanks coming from Paradox, but Crosshair, what is that angle? I'm going to start doing that on rank from now. Crosshair finds one more onto JN. The long range hunter goes for the peak but misses a shot. It's all onto Bullet. Goes for a spam. Misses every shot, but it's going to be Crosshair from Snowman to get that frag in. 7-4 scoreline in favor of VL, but with that last one going in favor of TR, they might go in for a 7-5 scoreline, which won't be bad considering I might sense some really aggressive plays coming out for them in the second half.
Yeah. And Valor at this moment, they're just looking for whatever they can find in the dumpster. A life shield here, a sheriff there, maybe a piece of utility or two, and that's about it. That's all they're going to be working with.
Kill them.
No 3-course meals, no dessert, just whatever you find in the trash can. From the house sandwich. We'll see if they can still pull this round together though. Could have a chance with JN's Phantom in the play, and JN trying to do all the heavy lifting for his team, but he needs a little bit more support. He's blocked by a bunch of smokes. And I think Truerippers, they've already made their way towards B. They've read this like a book, and Relic is just in for a treat, but it's still gonna get picked up by JN. Somehow JN manages to stabilize and get that kill, and he hasn't lost a lot of HP. Either Bones gets spotted, but is still standing strong. The Cosmic Divide buying them time. The concuss actually hits Bones, and Bones is gonna be taken off by Partial Sahil with a Spectre. Crosshair there to get the kill, but JN's there to get the trade. And now,
oh no,
don't do it. Oh my god, Paradox, that was insane mechanical skill. Getting that kill on Buster and backing off. Insane movement from him.
This guy has mastered the jet down to the T, and he still has an operator and a good chunk of HP and armor to work with. Meanwhile, man advantage for VL, but Pasha Sahil, he's as good as dead, but has some utility to actually bail the team out. They're going to be holding on to B main, and I think they're trying to cut off all rotations, but it was a little bit too early. TR, they were falling for it, but Paradox is going to spot those stars and be like, oh, more food for me. Oh, no!
Oh, my God.
You do it again. No, misses. He's going to say those spams and barely missing. Missing Pasha by inches. But yeah, still, HP and operator. Oh, he's going for the stick. Is he gonna half it and let go? No, he's going for it. He's closed on fake. Paradox, is he? Wow.
Throws them a fake.
One enemy remaining.
That Paradox is certainly professional. He's gonna fight them just for honor.
Switching sides.
That batting at its finest, but man, Paradox, he sealed that round for the side of Truerippers. 7-5 it's gonna be after a strong and dominant start from Valor. Truerippers, they've woken up and they've decided that it's time to play Valorant.
Oh, Valorant indeed. Which other game will you have stuff like that? Through the wall, that lineup. I mean, he's familiar with Jet. He's familiar with the operator. He's familiar with how this map works as well. Those spots that he's picked up on B. I thought that the B site was now hard to defend or retake, especially considering those little blocks on the bomb side. The place where you default plant. Those were wall bangable before, and you could deny or do some damage to the planter, but now you can't do that at all. But Paradox is like minor nerf, nothing, no problem.
Yeah.
He's just gonna adjust to it. But yeah, TR on the attack now. Relic is up on that container, holding on to that entrance from kitchen, the tube. But is Buster gonna go for it? He's right there. He wants to go. He's feeling it. The jiggle is there. He's gonna send a flash in to get information. Sees the he sees the glowing head of Relic. But Relic has no idea. He's pushed out. Tries to flick onto him. But yeah, Buster's gonna get that shot and recovered to safety. That's a good opening frag for VL. Bones though has information.
wow.
Pasta. If he goes into astral form or anything else, he has no idea. He has no idea.
The
Yep, gets
timing.
back flick.
Well, the rest of Valor are making their way towards B, but so are the side of Truerippers. Never mind, Valor's actually still
Ooh.
holding A, and I think now Buster will read the information over, but Truerippers have actually managed to pick off Hunter as well towards mid. So
Spike
I
planted.
don't know how the side of
Buster
Team
did.
Valor are going to try and retake this. This is going to be hard. They are sort of spread out, and Crosshair is on a big flank, like you mentioned.
Oh, but there's a flanker on the flank.
Oh,
But he makes a bit of noise. Oh, Crosshair's position has been revealed. Paradox to the frag on JN though. Man, this is
what?
being established. Buster gets a third frag onto Bones. 2 in a row, sends a flash flying, gathers information. They're both in B main. 2 versus 2 scenario. He's going for the diffuse bullet. He's gonna get taken down, but through the smoke, Master gets the frag in. And 6-7 to the score line. We're gonna see the first pistol round in favor of TR. And the economic advantage going in their favor. We might just see a 7-7. Unless,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, 50 comes in from VL, but the possibilities are low, aren't they? Pistols against Spectres, that's a fight you don't want to take.
Absolutely, and Truerippers just busting that round wide open somehow. I mean, Buster made it look really, really good. No, not lying. He did a lot of heavy lifting there. Unfortunately, I mean, he was the only one trying to, I mean, in a good position to do something, and clearly it wasn't enough. So at least he's made enough money to buy another course in this round. Maybe that can make a bit of a difference. Could just also be a waste of money, but you never know. If you end up winning this round, it could be a pretty big win. But for the time being, Truerippers, they're just going to be relaxing and playing this by the book. No need to take unnecessary risks. You have the advantage. Why push it? Just take it, cash it in, and be like, you know what? Very well. My outlaws cut out everything. Ultragear is going to go into it. A Paradox cleans up GN, who tried to be a little bit cheeky with the shotty. Paradox, still hungry, is pushing forward, but he made the reload
why
sort of
would
the
you
worst
reload?
type possible.
Spike planted.
Getting shot from the back, shot from the front. And he's going to be taken out by Buster in the end. Nice wall coming in from Master. It's going to buy them a lot of time, but Buster is actually going to spot out the Relic. Then towards the server area. Just to kill the Relic, and I think he's going to be A-okay. Master's going to clean up all of it as well. Relic might end up falling here, but I don't think much else can happen. Point on, and yeah, Bones is there to clean everything up. 7-7 for the side of Truerippers as they pull it back in the second half.
Yeah, all even Stevens, all nicely tied up. But I gotta say, this next round is gonna be the buy for VL, and they can establish the lead going in. Again, this is a bonus round for TR as well. So what I think VL should do, they should be thinking ahead at this point. So okay, we have an opportunity to win here on a map that's strong for TR. But the thing is, if they lose too many players this round, they probably won't have that kind of money to actually go for another full buy for that death player, all his utilities, everything. So they definitely need to lose as low, I mean, not many players as possible, because TR, they have their own buy round coming up. And with those rifles, they could be really dangerous. Buster is going to be playing with fire. He's still going aggressive. Can he land one more? Gets one onto Relic, but he's going to be falling back. Wallbangs almost from Bones. But not doing enough to get the frag. Paradox, meanwhile, he's going to be lurking up on A. Oh, gets shot. Sends some shots flying as well, but JN with the better jet. He's going to be getting that frag as well. Crosshair picking up that Vandal for his Spectre. And meanwhile, Master, he's going to be trying to lurk up B, but I feel like VL, they should be reading this. They already lost a player on A, the side of TR, so this B site should be where they're running. But yeah, Buster is going to be sending those Seekers flying. The Sky Ultimate is there gathering information, and they are being destroyed quite quickly, but information should be there that, okay, they are nearing that B, but yeah, Master's going to take the opportunity to go in for the plant. Concussion is there, but Pasha,
Spike
the
planted.
wall is going to solidify, and he doesn't have enough time to deny the entry. Meanwhile, Bones with the lurk, but Hunter with the better flick. 2 versus 4, and 2 versus 5 actually. And this is the flawless round they need. Flash coming in all the way deep inside yellow. Will gather information. There's a player there. A secondary flash in, denying them entry. Pasha, he's not going to be faking it, but JN, oh, gets a shot at the master. Dashes up, but crosshair. Cannot get one. That's all he's good for. Good round though.
Yeah, it's good.
For
Yeah.
VL.
Really good round for Valor. I mean, Buster, I have to say, that man was so brave for doing that. I mean, you know, just getting shot in the chest multiple times, getting whittled down to 30 HP with like 10 bullets in his chamber, and then deciding to repeat and be like, nah, I'm taking this fight. I mean, I think that's some sort of decision making that you can only take with experience. I don't think you ever go for that peak if you're a newer player. You're just, you know, gonna cut your losses short, be like, well, I took a bunch of damage, just gonna try to stay alive now. It's the better thing to do, the more rational thing to do in this round. Not Buster though. Buster goes in, and when he goes in, it's hard to get him back. JN this time around being super aggressive. Gets more Paradox, does get the pick before being spotted and backs off. Very important pick coming in for them, and I don't think the res is ready just yet. Still 2 points, or 3 points away from it, Master. Double shock darts come through, but they don't deal all that much damage, and Truerippers gonna play this a little bit slow because they lost one of their players here.
Drone will spot out players in that B site. And the spike is at B, so they do feel like they are looking for the entry where we do still have Relic down and mid looking for any flanks. Because, I mean, VL, they have been exploiting that flank quite a lot and doing some significant damage on that. But yeah, for now, that B entry is not looking likely. Meanwhile, we are seeing Bones with that Viper pushing up to A, but really good patience from the opposition Viper Bullet to hold on to that side. Because there's so much going on in this mid right now. And it would be so easy for him to, you know, just let, I mean, okay, maybe they're coming A, but he's going to be holding on. And his patience will be rewarded because that's where they're going now. Every single one of the players, 4 players, 4 side of TR, 4 for 4 are moving towards that A side.
30
And this
seconds
dog
left.
from Buster, oh, it spots the Sage. That should be info that, okay, maybe they're coming in. Now Bullet, he's on high alert. He's going to spot the counter Viper, sends the wall flying. Flash is going to come in, blinds Bones, but lands a shot point blank up in the face. A Bullet, Buster and Hunter, though, they're here to
One
protect
enemy
the side.
remaining.
Hunter finds a couple, and Buster to finish things off from backside. Really good job from Bullet to hold on to that. He does die, but brought enough time for the opposition, for his team to come in with a rotation. The cavalry is here, they said, and the opposition was gone.
Absolutely, and that's gonna put Truerippers in a bit of a hard spot here, because this round most certainly is gonna have to be an eco coming in for them. They no way on earth they can actually afford to buy weapons and you know, sort of have a fighting chance in this game against Valor. So yeah, they kind of be in a little bit of a dire situation here unless they can pull off miracles, which, I mean, while it might be good, look at the economy on Valor. It's still pretty alright. You know, they're still going to be able to string together a buy, even if they somehow, you know, decide to put their hands up away from the keyboard and lose this round. But, well, Paradox, never mind. He's managed to find Bullet. Looks like Valor doesn't need to do that.
Knocked him.
But as I say that, Paradox is going to get picked off. And Paradox can only do so much for his team. Bones also thinking of going in, but the Owl making him think twice. Hunter looking to scout things out. Doesn't see anyone just yet. Has an inkling that someone could be here.
Oh. Timing.
Oh, the
Does he
timing!
see? Does he see him? Does he see him? Oh, doesn't matter. Doesn't land the shot. Buster's gonna land the headshot with the Phantom again. Eco weapons for TR. What are you gonna do about that? They are pushing down mid crosshair. He's gonna meet his counterpart there. His twin brother Hunter is gonna hunt him. Will the hunt be successful? Spots both of them actually.
One enemy remaining.
The Pasha is gonna get the frag on the
Spike down
master and the
mid.
spray down onto crosshair. Still 100 HP. Sends a recon flying. If that was a shock, that would do some significant damage. But
30 seconds.
oh,
no.
no! Well through the wall. Will deny him some time. I think the drop noise should be heard. He should know there are players on top of him, behind him, all around him. Can he? And does get an on part.
Yeah.
But JN with the trade. But yeah, good damage though. Gets 2 frags. It should be. They should be happy with that. Good eco damage, but it doesn't affect them too much. They can still go for those rifles.
Well, 7 to 10 here. Very important round for the side of Truerippers. In quite a hard spot if they end up losing out on this one. They're going to be playing it super close to the chest if they do end up dropping this one. But the good news for them is that they have literally every single ult up and running, so they should have an advantage going into this one. Let's see how Valor are going to respond to that. When we saw Valor on offense, they used that Viper spit to fake. But will the side of Truerippers do the same, or do they have something else in mind? Perhaps a different strategy of sorts. All 5 players burst up towards A. No one really watching backstab yet. After laying down the Viper's wall, I think Bones is going to go back. And Bullet, yeah, he did a lot of work. He's extracted a ton of information, and Truerippers going to be forced to push in now. Relic has a Hunter shooting going on to the left of him. He's going to get
Spike
off in
down
the end, and
A.
Hunter's also found Crosshair in the meantime. Bullet found Relic, and all of a sudden Truerippers in a 3v5. Valor still standing strong. Not really too desperate to come into the site. Paradox, he's found a kill, but I don't think that's enough of an opening just yet. The second kill will be, though. Master being taken out is going to give them enough room. Master's going to come in with the revive, and the round is turned on its head. Hunter, though, looking to make the play. Look, oh my god, that sprayed up from Hunter. Gets himself a 4K across every clean about. Leave him in a 1v2, but still, Hunter, he lifted his weight and then some. And Jen's there to clean things up. My goodness, Valor. What a thing of beauty. I saw so many turnarounds in that round, but Valor, cool, calm, and composed, and Hunter knows when to press that W key, doesn't he, Kirito?
W key is probably stuck to his finger right now. I don't know what happened over there. He's gonna land a triple kill. I gotta say, before that, he did get one more 100 spree effect. I kind of want to highlight that as well, because the improvisation on Valor, they realize that, okay, we see the Rain activating the ultimate. That means he's ready for a fight. They're going into this A site. What do we do to deny this? He had support from his Viper, and he also sent in the Hunter spree. So yeah, good denial from Bullet and Hunter. And I mean, the rest was just history, wasn't it? History with a W. He's going to be getting those frags in. Crosshair trying to make his own Hunter spree known. Will land one tag onto Bullet. Will he find the tracking? Does get the frag in. Bones in the meantime gets one more frag onto Pasha. Hunter, he's giving pressure down on mid. Doesn't find anything. Doesn't spot them. Crossing onto Kitchen. Does get a Hunter. Okay. Does get a shock dart frag onto Relic. That is big. Still a 3 versus 4 though.
Yeah, and Truerippers bought this round. Remember, if they lose this, they're done for. There's no way on earth they make this comeback happen. And they've already lost one of their players.
Oh no.
Oh, Hunter
big.
finds another. Oh boy. His name
Hunter
was
is
suited for him.
playing such a big role for his team right now. These past 2 rounds. Oh my god.
Yeah, absolutely. The rest of Valor, they're still playing it slow because they know they can sort of retake in the situation. They have the agents for it. The Sky is at the ready. The Solar's coming back as well. There you go. There's the utility going down. Just to confirm, there are indeed a couple of people up on the A side. How many though? That's the question. And where? Looking to find that out. JN with the operator on the retake, but that could be a bit of a liability. Doesn't really have a good angle to work with. Master spots out a couple of people. The Blade Storm comes in, but Crosshair cleans him up. They were well ready for this, but Hunter coming in with the flank. Master, his skull fractured by the bullet. That shattered through it, and Master will actually use a distraction to come in, and Hunter will clean up Master. Another 4K for this man, back to back.
They were
7-12
reading
in
the
favor for
flank.
Valor.
Oh god, they were reading the flank, but still Hunter comes in from behind and, you know, gets 2 frags, allows his team to open things up, and Buster just gets one more. They pick up the operator as well, and their economy is sky high, their momentum is sky high. They think they win this round, but TR on the other side, this is their very strong map for them, and I'm surprised that it is close. This match is close, but VL in certain scenarios they have outclassed TR so much, and I gotta say, utilities, the fragging communication, and even so, I mean, every aspect is looking really good for them. I'm feeling really optimistic on the next few maps for VL. And if they could keep up this performance, I mean, Hunter, 23 and 10. We would love to see JN frag out as well, but his impacts are helping out quite a bit. Oh, Bullet. Okay, he will be spotted in the Viper Spin. No, there's nothing into decent attempt. 103 from Hunter again. How long are these apart? I don't know, but Paradox is going to be dashing into the side, picks up a Phantom, takes down Buster. And the A side is there. 3 versus 5 retake. Winning this would be huge. They can recover the economy by doing this, but still 1 round for TL. They just need that 1 victory.
Absolutely. And Bones has also found JN, so yeah, I think this round's done and dusted for Valor. Unless Hunter is gonna pull out another miracle out of literally nowhere, I don't see them winning this round, and Paradox has made sure that it does not happen. So there you go, 8-12. For the side of Truerippers, they'll stem the bleeding for now, but yeah, there's still a lot of places they need to take care of, and Valor, they're not gonna back down just yet. Got all the money in the world to work with. JN can even drop his ally a Phantom if need be. There you go. The timeout has been taken by Truerippers. The first tactical timeout of the game, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think we've had a
I
technical timeout, but not a tactical one.
yeah, I mean, everyone's doing the mannequin challenge now, and we're just waiting for them to, figure out a strat. Because TR, they've got the momentum rolling. I'm not really sure if, winning that round and having a timer in the next one is the best idea. Because that's when the blood's flowing. That's when you're feeling confident. The momentum is there, and pauses like that definitely affect that. They definitely slows down your team's whole flow. But yeah, if they're feeling like they need to have the discussion, who am I to judge? They are the ones in the gaming chairs, not me. All I have is a plastic chair, but yeah, whatever. They hopefully are gonna be figuring out a strat for countering this aggression from VL. And I mean, it's not that difficult. I feel like taking out some of their main factors, Hunter, JN, Buster, taking them out of the equation early on, and or at least making them put in a position where they are not able to affect the game in anyhow with their utilities or whatnot.
Yep.
It's gonna be really important for them. I think they understand that. We're gonna see another pause coming in immediately after it was unpaused. I think it was a tech issue, but yeah, I mean, it's still possible for them to take this to overtime, but yeah, they have to keep this momentum up so strong, and it's a big ask even for TR.
Yeah, Truerippers are pretty much done for here. I mean, whatever the setup is, it needs to work. Otherwise, it's done and dusted. I'm not sure what Bones is saving the extra cash for. I think he could just buy the heavy shields, considering that this could potentially be the last round. But I think he's thinking about the longer picture. If they win this round, they could potentially help the other one out with the economy. JN going right away aggressively straight up towards A main to find the pick, but a ton of utility does stop him from doing much here. Buster has his Seekers at the ready as well. There's also the Cosmic Divide ready on Pasha Sahil. Last layer being used by the Reyna. Does so much for them, and JN has found the pick that he was looking for. Crosshair being cleaned up. Relic has also been spotted out, and JN will find him too. Oh boy. I hear a lady singing in a very deep voice. And I think it might just be time for Truerippers to pack up and move on to the next map, but not before they actually take a fight. The man, he's still on the server. Batdogs looking to make something happen with the operator in his hands. Bones is actually taking the initiative himself. He's found Buster to start things off over here. Let's see what Truerippers decide to do. They're instantly looking like they're gonna go back, or at least Paradox is. Trying to check the flank and see if anyone is there. The answer is gonna be no for now. The rest of Truerippers is playing this a little bit slow. Valor might start being a little bit more paranoid there.
30
The
seconds
only
left.
place where the side of Truerippers could be right now is B main, and you have Bullet in that area, so he can stop that push with the snake bites if needed. So far, Truerippers, they haven't even moved an inch from A, so Valor don't have to worry about that. Oh, Hunter beats out, manages to get Master, and that recoil gun is also going to do a lot of work, even though he dies. He sets up JN before he does so. Pashasal's going to be there for the cleanup. Icebox, it goes to the side of Valor. Truerippers, just not their map today. My goodness. That was such a crisp and clean map coming out from the side of Valor.
Yeah, Valor looking good on Icebox. I definitely wasn't, feeling, very confident for them going into this map, but yeah, they definitely delivered. They're definitely out there now, getting these wins. And I gotta say that synergy from the utility, the teamwork, the gunplay, everything was so good. And I really enjoyed watching them play. The rounds that they won, where it was maybe nearly team aces, they had 4 to 5 people alive. Stuff like that was really impressive and really enjoyable to watch. And Valor, they've come a long way. I feel like the Icebox is such a strong map now, and I'm really interested to see what they do in the next maps. But yeah, that's what I have to say. I mean, TR, I feel like they should have read some of those strats quite early, but it just didn't happen. Not
Yep.
sure what happened.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at the match highlights and see exactly what went wrong for both of these teams, right? Because it seemed that in the starting, Valor was the one in the driving seat, like by a mile. And then Truerippers, slowly but surely, scratched and clawed their way back into this game and took it up to a 7-5 up, made it a little bit competitive, won the next 2 rounds as well, evened out the score, but I think Valor were able to answer right back. I don't think Truerippers got much of a lead ever in this game, and Valor, just a really, really strong entity overall in this matchup here. And you mentioned it, right, Kirito? Even you weren't
Yeah.
expecting them to do this well on this map of Icebox, but clearly, Valor, they had certain ideas on how to play this map, and they make it work. You don't need a Sage, you just need an Astra.
Yeah, I mean, first I was really questioning if the Astra will have that utility being used or that value being found. But yeah, there are scenarios. I mean, very mild, but gravitational wells are there, concussions are there, buying time for the side of VL. And I gotta say, I'm feeling really confident if this double controller lineup is gonna be the new thing for Icebox or even some of the other maps. But overall, yeah, I just want to see more of the side of VL, what the strats are that they figured out. Obviously, they're going into Haven next, which is also a strong map for Truerippers. But I'm hoping to see that they have something planned there as well. I don't know. Is Yoru gonna be good there?
Oh god, no.
At this
Please no.
point, I don't really know what to predict. But yeah, great individual play from everybody. Great impact fracks from from the support players, and I mean the rest of them, Hunter, G, and they just popped off. And I love to
Yep.
see this.
Okay, just between you and me, Kirito, I actually saw a team do that on Haven once, a team known as Reckoning Esports.
Uh huh.
Let's just say it wasn't the best Yoru showing at all. I don't remember if they won or lost, but I do remember the Yoru being about as useful as a toenail could be in this match. I don't know how you would make use of that, which kind of makes the point because I don't know how that Yoru even works. So yeah, a very interesting match coming out from both teams. I feel like Truerippers, somewhere or the other, they did scratch and claw their way back, but I think they're going to be looking back, towards that first half and being like, maybe they could have changed a thing or two there, and maybe started winning a little bit earlier. Just keep that first half competitive because going into the next half, it would give them sort of an edge, right? Because they turn over a new leaf, they start doing new things, and Valor sort of forced to play catch up with them. But it never seemed like that happened. Valor, because they built such a great lead early on, they always felt comfortable. They never really felt like they were under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that one round in their back now is going to help them out quite a bit going into the next ones because obviously momentum is such a huge factor. Confidence is really important in professional play for Valorant, and having that one win in the best of series is such a it's like putting you in a safe position. Like, okay, we know we're in a good place. Even if we lose the next match, we still have an opportunity to go in with a decider. So let's just keep that in mind and let's just go out there and follow whatever plan we made. So winning this first round is going to be huge for them, and they're going to be feeling very much confident in in the next map of Haven. Yeah, I just but still credit goes to TR as well. The rounds that they won, I mean, Paradox. Just look at this. How
Yeah.
how mechanically skilled do you need to be able to pull stuff off? So I'm not counting True Rippers out just yet.
Oh yeah, me neither. I feel like Truerippers are also very, very strong on Haven, and Haven historically has been one of the dicier maps for the side of Valor. They look really good on it at times. Other times they've just made some questionable plays. Let's just leave it at that. So I'm hoping that they can actually turn things around. But yeah, I mean, after what I've seen on Icebox, I am convinced that Valor are going to be turning a new leaf here on this map as well. And I wouldn't be too surprised to see them pick up maybe a different agent for this map. We've seen Global Esports many times pick up that Breach on Haven to try and set up SK Rossi. Maybe Valor tries to do something similar. Maybe they pick up a Breach. Who knows? I haven't seen them do anything of that sort just yet, but that could be a possibility. Well, with that said, though, I think we are ready to cut to the break for now. When we are back, we will be coming back with the second map of this best three. So don't go anywhere. Until then, you're watching LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial, along with our apparel partner 656 and our accessories partner Cosmic Byte. Make sure you check them. Links down in the description below. Also get the Red Bull when the QR code pops up. And with that said, we'll see you guys in just a bit.
the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial, our apparel partner 656, and our accessories partner Cosmic Byte. My name is Floki, with me is Kirito. You are watching Valor go up against the side of Truerippers, where Valor did take the first map of Icebox, which was sort of surprising for the both of us, but they did it in a very convincing fashion, didn't they? I mean, sure, the first half looked a little bit topsy-turvy. They blew a pretty big lead, but hey, it still worked out fine for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we both predicted it's gonna be TR, and it was the comfortable pick to go with. I feel like anybody else would have been like, okay, just to be safe, let's just go with TR. And Valor, they just proved us completely wrong. They had pretty good strats planned. Even their agent selection made me feel like, oh, am I really want? Do I really want to root for Valor here? But yeah, now I'm feeling very much optimistic for them for the rest of this series, and we might even see something different coming up in Haven. And obviously, it's a 13-8 score line coming in on Icebox. The utility game was great. Everything was great. But TR, though, the rounds that they were coming back, every round, though, I felt like I saw pretty good synergy among the team. We saw really good operating play from the side of Paradox. He's just absolutely insane with that jet. And the rest of the team as well. Great utility. So it's still a very much a close fight. We still can't really separate these two teams. But yeah, Haven, it's going to be an insane one, isn't it?
Absolutely is. I can't wait to see what's going to happen on this map because Haven is that map where both of these teams sort of have shined in the past before. Of course, both teams have also had moments that just sort of glad they didn't do anything correctly. They just screwed up around here and there, and it looked quite funny while they were doing it. But
Hmm.
apart from that, they've had really good moments on Haven. So I'm curious to see how this match tilts, and more specifically, what the agent comp's going to look like. With that said, though, we don't have to wonder for too long because I think the agent selection screen is at the ready. Let's see what they're going to be picking up for themselves. Well, no big surprises here for the side of Truerippers. I've usually seen a Cypher in the mix there, but the new pickup definitely seems to be Bones playing that Cypher. I think Relic used to be the one playing that earlier.
Yeah, I mean, Cypher is a strong agent on the side of Haven, but yeah, Relic, we have seen him play that Cypher before. Now switching to Bones, it's gonna be interesting because we don't really see this team, changing those things up too much. We want to see that sort of consistency, and a team like TR, they aren't really known for changing things up too much. I feel like the agent selection they had was pretty decent going in, but now with that Cypher on his hand, who knows what we might see. But other than that, everything seems to be quite the defaults, agent selections and everything. We might see some interesting strats coming up from both sides, but yeah, just to run things down, making sure everyone is clear on the agents. We're gonna see the side of JN on the Jet as usual. Bullet is gonna Pasha Sahil on the Astra, Hunter on the Breach, and Buster on the Cypher. Pretty normal picks coming in, double initiators. And the side of TR Paradox, pretty much the same lineup, except we have Sky, the double initiator, instead of Breach. So
Yep.
overall, I'm expecting a tight fight, but yeah, it's all gonna come down to which team has the agent selection honed down better.
Absolutely. I've had a big smile on my face, and just because I just got to see a Breach. I'm very happy whenever Breach gets picked in the server. It's Hunter playing this, so maybe I could learn a thing or two. And right away, they're gonna go for the garage.
all
God,
right.
Paradox is gonna get completely taken out over here. They're just pushing out a garage in mid, and sure, there's been a bloodbath, but the information has been relayed over. JN breaking that Cypher tripwire. Now looking to back off. Just let the paranoia set in a little bit here for the side of Truerippers. Truerippers, they have recovered from that initial engagement, and they're making their way towards C. There's only Pasha Sahil over here in the meantime, trying to spam through the smoke, but doesn't really connect on anyone. Plant goes down towards the default because you can spam that box. Now Bones, though, going absolutely insane, manages to get himself 2 important picks, leaving JN in a 1v3.
Well, that's not the way he wanted this pistol round to pop off. Oh, camera! He's gonna be checking the camera in Garage. Bones, that's gonna cost him his life. But information is there for his team, though. The recon will gather even more. But there's a player right behind him, or right in front of him is Relic. Peekaboo dashes into his face. And yeah, regardless, he didn't have much going for him. The disadvantages were there. But yeah, it's gonna be the win for the side of TR. Just how they wanted this round to start off, because obviously losing that one in the first map, they want to make sure they have the strongest beginning in this map event, because they don't want to lose this. They lose it, have their first loss in the series of Group B, and they don't want that to happen just yet. They want to keep the momentum rolling. VL though, they're still strong. It's still very hard to count them out of this, but yeah, pistol rounds are going to be pistols are all that's going to be available to them in the second one.
Absolutely. Truerippers, I mean, this is a good start for them. We talked about how you need to put a little bit of pressure. Valor does exactly that. Bones, he's found Buster to start things up, but Pasha Sala actually finds a pickup in exchange. He's gonna pick up that Spectre for himself, but Relic will punish. He will not let him get away with that weapon. A very important pick over here. Hunter has a singular flash to his name that he could
Last
work
player
with,
standing.
but I don't think he will do much for you. Paradox actually was able to come in from the back and clean him up. No one towards C-Long, and that's the end of that clean round from the side of Truerippers. They lose Bones, but that's all they lose, and Robbins is very happily going to buy up a Phantom instead. Be like, you know what, I deserve an upgrade anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Bones, he's got 4 frags already. Not like Relic, who hasn't died once, but still 4 frags nonetheless.
Right here.
And it is going to be really important to get some advantage going, because they should know Byron for VL. They're going to have all the rifles, all Phantoms exactly. Phantom chat rise up. But yeah, it's going to be one Vandal, and hopefully Bones, he has the potential. I mean, he needs to make that count. Spectres still aren't that bad of a weapon compared to rifles, but yeah, the disadvantage is there for them. Sky Flash coming, they're already up Garage. Buster with the first strike with his Phantom on to cross it. There's one more inside the smoke, but more into coming C main. Recon is there, will give them information. They know exactly what frag on the Pasha. Paradox with one more into Buster. They're gonna pick up those weapons gladly. Hunter is here, he's revealed by the neural theft, but Bones is gonna be rushing. He's not stopping. Bullet will make him brought down to 45 HP. Finds one more. The drone is there to gather information. But that's all that's good for. He's gonna be falling back. They don't want to be
One
too
enemy
aggressive, but
remaining.
oh, Relic has another idea.
Player standing.
Oh, the shock dart gets him.
That was way too hyperactive for me. They're gonna be rushing in, bringing the round to them. They knew that the advantage was towards VL. The rifles were in their hands, but they're like, okay, they have rifles. Why don't we just go and get them, guys? Why are we being scared of them?
Yeah, that was a little bit weird. I mean, they just went in and then they busted a couple of heads open. They're like, yeah, wait, we're supposed to be stronger, guys. Just go in, just go in. This is our round. And, well, Valor, it's up to them to decide if they want to buy up weapons in this round or try and save up for the next. I see Buster with a Spectre, so is Bullet and Hunter. They both have Spectres in their hands. I'm not sure if I agree with what Valor is doing. I think they're playing a bit too aggressively. They're just getting red every single round. Buster, I mean, he does end up falling over here, and Hunter, while he got some good damage in exchange, they're going to be able to heal that back up. The same can't be said for Hunter. You don't have any heals remaining for him, so he's pretty much going to be playing off that flash. And in the meantime, Team Valor, they're trying to scout things out towards mid. So, what did that aggression even get you? That's my question for Valor. I guess it's just an eco round, so they can do whatever the hell they want. But yeah, it's
They did buy Spectres. You want to squeeze that value out of those weapons, but
yeah.
all they did was give one Spectre away. And the cost of a Cypher as well. Seaside completely open.
Consume
Nobody's near that.
Blocking.
Not a mile near that. And they're going to be taking the Seaside gladly. Walking in, figuring out it's all clear. Nobody's here. So they're going to become easily able to plan the spike. And right now, VL realize they've made a fatal mistake. They're going to be rotating back towards the Seaside. But yet they're just all set up. TR, even JN, he's blocked from that tripwire. Now information is there from the side of TR that they know more players in the flank. Crosshell's gonna be ready with that flash. No information gain, so he can have a guess that maybe he went up window, maybe he entered B main. Meanwhile, the rest of them, they're not being awfully silent about this, are they?
Yeah, and I don't like this retake coming in at all from the side of Valor.
Oh,
they want to see how they make this work. Paradox has found two, and while
Last
Jane does
player
get one, I'm
standing.
not too sure how much more he can do. I think they need a couple more players on the flank along with JN. He's all by his lonesome, and he's going to get cleaned up now. 3 players coming in from that same area towards C. I don't think it's all that good. It's very hard to play that angle if you're defenders and trying to retake. Well, I guess that was a bit of an eco, so no harm, no foul for the side of Valor. But now they have a proper buy going for themselves. They got the operator up and running on JN. And JN is actually going to make it to on top of that box without using a single updraft. So good for him. He's actually going to be able to get a free pick over here, and they might not expect this. But as I say that, all the players are geared up outside A and B instead, looking to make their presence felt towards garage and the middle area. Bullet going to be the only player holding on to that mid area, along with Hunter, who's on there. In fact, so there's a double set up. Paradox, though, looking to go in, is going to get cleaned up by Hunter. Hunter says, not today, son. Not today. Sit back down. But Crosshair, he's actually snuck into garage. They know because they hear the footsteps, but even then, they're not able to stop them from coming in and getting one kill in turn. Jayan did get the trade, though. Hunter looking for
Hunter.
1-1. He's going to be able to fight with one. Jade gets balls. This round busted wide open by Valor. Bullet is going to get clean. But Bullet is going to clean up faster as well.
On my way. On my way.
And Valor, a very convincing win from them. 4 players surviving. That's a lot of good economic work for them. And yeah, great stuff coming out from Valor overall. Hunter just playing that to perfection. Got a free pick, and he's just 1 point away from that breach ult. So yeah, things starting to look up for Valor a little bit. Although Truerippers, they've still got some fuel in the tank. They've got money left, and they're gonna buy up this round.
Indeed they are. This is still very close though. VL, they finally have some momentum to work with. Aggression from JN. I think he spotted Paradox and he'll be like, nah, I don't want that action. I don't want to be taken down early on. Especially considering he has an operator. But yeah, now they do know that there is an operator in play. Meanwhile, Bones, he's going to be pushing out towards his B side. This execution is so clean. Bullet, he went a bit aggressive, but gets a frag before dying. Master does get the trade. But Hunter!
What?
He uses the breach utility to get a frag. Ultimate there. He's gonna catch Bones off guard. Bones, is he ready for this? No, there's another player in main on the right side. Is he gonna clear it? Oh, doesn't matter. Relics are the same today. Mask cover just to get that shot into JN. 2 versus 2 scenario. Information agents and the Astras. Oh, Pasha is gonna be brought dropping down from window. There's a player right now. Gonna be recovering, not going for that fight because he's too low in HP. Returning to that B main. Now he's in the face of Buster. Still has a spike. If he can find an opening and go into either of the sides, A or C, could get the spike down. But yeah, not in this lifetime. Pasha is gonna spot him, and the walls are open. Wall bangable, and they get that shot in. 2-4 is gonna be the scoreline in VL. The economy was a bit shaky in the beginning. It's still a bit shaky now, if I'm being honest. But yeah, with these wins, if they just keep him coming, I think their economy is going to be in a pretty good state. And their momentum as well. TR still managing to get some buys in somehow. Interesting stuff.
Well, Paradox is nice, so that's pretty much what enables them to do these kind of things. But after this, they're gonna be broke as all hell. So yeah, they are not gonna be in a good spot if they end up losing this round. Although for Valor, I think losing rounds is even costly because they're sort of behind right now. They really need to step up and get a few on board and get the fight a little bit more even. Great stun coming in from Hunter right at the start. Catches multiple people coming in towards A main, and with the utility being used, I think they should have a good idea as to where the side of Truerippers is going to be attacking from. That was a lot of Vandal bullets being fired, and I think they have an idea about where Truerippers are coming from. Valor, though, still not rotating, by the way. They're still just stuck up together. They've only gotten Hunter and Buster on the side to try and hold on. So, Hunter is going to be playing the safe, jump spotting things out. And in the meantime, Truerippers haven't found map control anywhere else, so this is a bit of a waste of time. The good news with them is that they're going to be able to leave one player in this position to pick off
got your
the
trail.
kill if needed. The Seekers are also going to be used. They're trying to set up a fake of some sort. And you can see the side of Valor end up biting it. Looks like they do. C side has been left open, but as I say that, they actually haven't ended, so they know that it's a fake coming in. And Jane might be set up for a couple of kills over here. Looking to get a couple. Will be able to get one through the smoke. The recon dart. Well, it will reveal it for now. We'll see if he does end up dying. The bones found Buster, but also Bullet did end up finding Relic. So yeah, this is not going to be easy. The spike all the way towards C, and now they're going to try to make their way back towards A, but Hunter shot him down as well. Truerippers are just getting caught with their pants down. 17 seconds remaining on the clock. B is the place where they will go, and Crosshair will find a very important pick that's going to keep Truerippers in this round. 2v3.
10 seconds left.
Doable, but, you know, it's going to be hard to pull this one off. But, okay, Crosshair's actually found Hunter. Looking to fight past the Sahil as well. Jane is going to be able to find one as the operator jumps up. Does he see him? Yes, he does, and he gets that pick. Beautiful stuff coming in from JN. And Truerippers, they did get the spike planted down, but they will be punished.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god, VL. That map control they had, we see the fake coming in A, and I thought that, okay, the C side is completely in the control of TR now. But yeah, Jane in the last second, his spidey sense is tingling. He's gonna be checking that C main, sees the Jets, sees Paradox, and he's like, no, guys, stay where you are. This is gonna be that's gonna be a fake. They're gonna be going towards C or B, and great side hold from everybody. Hunter as well, the game sense, the map knowledge on him, sees that player dying, realizes the entry towards C has been denied. So what are they going to do? They're going to try and reestablish entrance into the A side. And then he catches Buster off guard. Not Buster, sorry. He's going to be catching Bones off guard. And even cutting them off from the A side. But this time, the side of TR. Okay, Paradox looking very confident. But yeah, absolutely denied by Bullet. He's going to be playing the smoke right now. Eco round for them, but JN, one more operator shot spots, one more player missing, though he has a player to recover him. He does get taken down, but Pasha is there for the trade. 2 versus 4 scenario. Buster with the Fragment Master, all onto Bones with a Sheriff. Has a cage. Oh, the shots are missing, but map control from VL is so good. They're going to be coming in and getting that trade in 4-4 and all even Stevens. What can separate these teams right now?
Well, this is about as close as it gets, but when the dust is settled, if you look at the money, it's looking a lot better for the side of Valor compared to the side of Truerippers. So that's what could give them the edge over here. You know, 4k credits on Bullet and JN each, Buster with 5,000 in the bank, so they certainly have a couple of buys coming up if they do end up losing out this round, but this round will dictate the tempo for the side of Truerippers. A very important one to win. And I like what they're doing over here. They're going to stick with the tried and tested. Those C pushes have been working out for them, so that's why they're going to try and go. What in the hell is this recon dart? What? I have never seen that recon dart before. That's a great one coming in from Bullet, although, fortunately, it doesn't really spot anyone towards C main. They should have an idea that there's a push coming in towards Garage. B instead. Oh my god, that drone just got so much value out. Spots out 2 players, plus you know someone's outside Garage. So that's 3 players that Valor are aware of. All they need to do is just play this correctly. JN will respectfully back off after getting smoked out, but Relic has actually found an opening. Bullet's going to be cleaned up towards mid. got caught with his pants down, and now Truerippers can make their move towards C instead. Pasha Sahil all alone, needs to hold this, needs to survive.
Behind him.
Right behind him though. The
Spike
Jet trying to
down,
play around
C.
his smoke is going to end up being taken out here, and Hunter also found a big L threat towards Garage. He's going to find another one to top it all off. Relic ends up falling. Master though snuck in. Did find the operator, and looks like he's also going to be able to find Pasha Sahil now. Hunter in Garage, trying to stun him up and catch them off guard. The aftershock available for Hunter, but it's not going to catch anyone. At least he knows that area is clear though. It's kind of what matters. And Buster, in the meantime, just sneaking in and around, has a camera to worry about, doesn't end up marking anyone, so that's good. Not time being saved, but
player
Bones
standing.
whiffs the
One
spray.
enemy
But
remaining.
Master, he's still on the server and he's going up against Hunter. The Master versus the Hunter. It's gonna be Master who comes out on top. 4K for him. And Truerippers, they win this round in a clutch manner. Also thought about picking that operator up, but couldn't get it in the nick of time.
I mean, TR, that was a really clean side take. They found the opening onto the B side, put some, paranoia into the heads of the players of VL. Now that they know there's an opening in B, the rotation is possible. They could have gone to the B side, but yeah. VL Valor not bad though on the, doing the damage while they were doing the entry. Good job from Hunter to actually get some frags inside Garage. Pasha Sahil as well, getting a couple on that C side. But yeah, I think not getting the trade onto
Oh,
Master
what?
would be a really big thing, but okay. What just happened there? I have no idea. We immediately see two frags going in favor of TR, JN, and Hunter. Oh, the top fraggers for the team have been eliminated out of the equation. Looks like they're pushing towards the C side. Smash Trend Cypher Utility is there to deny that, but yeah, they're just marching in. They don't really care. The Sky Flash comes in. Hunter's Tree is going to be activated for VL. So we see another frag for Buster. Paradox taken out of the equation. It's still a 4 versus 3 though. A lot of ultimates available for the side of TR. And they still have garage control from Relic.
Spike planted.
Spike is planted, but there's so many players in backside. Master gets a back on the bullet. 2 versus 4 scenario. Crosshair with one more all onto Buster. Finds an opening. Can he get more? He does get one more onto Master. But they're both players in garage. What's he gonna do?
Where is everyone?
Sends the neural theft coming, gathers information, but he is stunned. With good respect from TR to not push him in that scenario. Even though they outnumber him, they're gonna play the utilities and they're gonna play the crossfire.
I've got your trail.
Seeker finds
What the? What the hell?
Interrupt.
Hey, Buster wins that! Not in 100,000 million years!
Oh my god.
Dead. I've always been.
What the hell was that spray down coming in from Buster? Insane stuff from that man. I mean, it takes a lot of courage to just hold that mouse one button down and mow them down like that. And Buster had all the courage in the world at that
This is a
moment.
nice spot.
A very important round win coming in here for the side of Valor, as the economy on Truerippers is now broken. They're down to Sheriffs and a couple of frenzies, and yeah, it's gonna be hard for them to come back up after what Buster just did to them. Unholy stuff coming in from
will
this
reveal
man.
their secrets. That goes there.
What was that round? I don't know. I mean, it felt like TR opening up those double kill. That was all that they needed to get that, lead extended. Buster's gonna be like, nah, not today. They push back to an eco, and I feel like VL, they should comfortably win this without losing too many players. Oh, Paradox pushed out. Breach utility. He won't be tagged though. Yeah, VL, they should establish the lead with this. Caught in the Cypher
boy.
Trap. Buster couldn't find it. Gets the frag. Recon is there. Will catch Buster. Hunter gets him on onto Relic. Crosshair with a trade with the Sheriff. 4 versus 3 scenario. They're going to be moving away from the A side. Or are they? They're reaggressing. Shock dart onto Bones. Brought down to 35 HP. And I don't think they can do much here. Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be super hard for them. Even though Valor haven't pinched them across the map, with their weaponry, it's just not possible to go in anywhere. I say that, but Buster's trying to take a fight against 2 players to a shot. In the meantime, Bones is going to get picked off.
Hawk out.
Hawk is going to come through as well, and we can see that Crosshair is actually picking up an advantage. Might be doable. We can find another pick here.
player
Does end up
standing.
finding it.
30 seconds
In a
left.
1v2 now.
One enemy
Does end up
remaining.
finding another one. Is gonna be another ace. Oh no. Well, it can't be. Since he's
Spike
only found
planted.
3. So far, there's 1 player remaining on the enemy team. But if he clutches this round, this could be
He's got the magic
absolutely
number
huge.
HP. He's got the magic number. He can do
Oh
it.
yeah, he
Can do it.
most certainly can. But does he have the magic positioning? That's the question. Pasha Sahil. Dotting his I's, crossing his T's, checking every nook and cranny. There is spots out. Crosshair, and Crosshair gets cleaned up. Well, the magic number was there, but the magic factor wasn't.
Hey,
Unfortunately,
you taking that back.
Team Valor will take that round. And Truerippers, well, last round of the half,
Last
also the
round
last
in
buy
the
round, they're
half.
going to be able to string together.
We can get some more weapons on this round, and I guess 6-6 is not something to be ashamed of. That is a beautiful scoreline for them to come back from, obviously, tying things up, making sure both sides are on an even field. A fresh start for them in the second half, but easier said than done. VL, they've been winning rounds left, right, and center. They have momentum. They have utilities as well. Everything is looking good for them. Economy is going to be a little bit risky. Half armor on bullet. Other than that, rest of them are going to be sitting pretty on full money. But yeah, Paradox aggression denied that reach utility. Buster, he's going to be going in the ultimate use. Oh,
no.
Buster gets tagged. That denies him the chance to get the frag. He's going to be
Nice
pushing in.
down.
Paradox takes that. That is so unfortunate. That could have been huge. But meanwhile, Bullet, he's trying to go for a flank, but there are players behind him. They have no idea. He successfully sneaks through. What is this, Mission Impossible? I don't know. He's gonna be in the
Dun,
flank,
dun,
but
dun,
doesn't
dun.
I've got
matter.
your trail.
Oh, boy, he
Doesn't
got
matter at all. Oh, denied. Masters Seekers out in that A side, but they're still making their way onto C. Big flank coming from Bones. Or are they? They're going to C. All right. Bones finds one onto Basha, and the C side is gonna be theirs for the taking. But Paradox is still here. Denied.
You don't
Oh,
know
okay.
about
One
the
enemy
positioning.
remaining.
Good for one, gets stunned up. Hunter not taking just yet, but will eventually
Spike
get
planted.
the kill. Nice flash coming in from
Oh,
him,
my
but has to be aware of the Hunter's fury. Doesn't manage to clip him even once. Full HP for this
Wow.
one, with the bot line coming off of cooldown in a couple of seconds, but 3 players to work against. Well, IS is gonna be hard to pull off. Does manage to make his way into the side, spots out the Astra, manages to get Master in
Okay.
return, and he's now in a 1v2. Spike is gonna be tapped. Gravity well comes in. They peeked, and I think they saw that he was faking it, so they haven't peeked just yet. Oh, flash misses, but it's enough. Relic will be able to swing anyway and get the kill. 6-6, a very, very even half
Switching
for
sides.
both teams.
As even as it can get, nothing is separating these two teams right now, and both sides are seeing the initiators taking the initiative
Goes here.
of trying to bring it back for their teams.
No more charges
Hunter on
there.
the opposition, he's gonna be switching up to Breach, and nothing's really changing. He's playing as strong as he was in the last map, and his utilities, I mean, it's like the initiator is the role for him, right? He's playing the Sova, he's playing the Breach, both very different. The objective of the agents are same, but their utilities are different, the playstyle is different. It doesn't really matter. Hunter's got it down to the T. Meanwhile, on the opposition, we have Master, Relics. Everybody is getting those impact price. Paradox, he's not performing up to par. Obviously, I'm not expecting him to be super flashy. I just want to see more presence, more impact from him. But that's not there either. But now that they're switching on to defense, they can play a little bit more comfortably. They can play a little bit more slowly, but slow is not the name of the game. As we see already, Paradox is on the flank, on the hunt. Meanwhile, JN, he's going to be dashing. See, he's going to be stunned. Crosshair is waiting for a flash. Will get flash, but can he find a frag? Bones gets one before that. Pasha's going to get a trade on the Crosshair. Crosshair has to finish off this round without finding anything. Buster gets one more on the Paradox, so is on the flank. So does Bullet on the Bones. 2 versus 4. Low HP on a couple of players. Doesn't matter. They're still going. They're not scared. Low HP don't have no fear on them. Master is going to find one on site, but can he find Hunter? He does. At 48 HP. Can he do it?
Master. A lot of life to work
Oh,
with,
no.
but it's gonna get cleaned up in the end here. Valor was a little bit closer than they would have liked, but at least they won the round. That's what matters. Pistol in their favor, and with this scoreline, you know, it's actually one of the weirder things. I feel more comfortable when it's 6-6 and you just want a pistol than when you're 7-5 and you just want a pistol. Because you know your team is probably going to try to throw, right? Like, I feel like this is actually a bigger advantage for Valor than it should be, but yeah, they win the pistol round, so good for them. I'm going to put Truerippers in a bit of a tough spot in the coming few rounds, and let's hope they are able to make this round work, because if somehow Truerippers are able to do damage and, you know, maybe even take this round, Valor could have just... Valor could have been right back to the side of Truerippers. JN goes right in, gets the kill through the cloud burst. Hunter shot for a lot of damage, but still alive for the time being. That tripwire destroyed. Buster knows there's going to be people coming up in from A main, and he also has Pascal to help him out here. Nice cams coming out by Bones. Just trying to clear that corner there, see if it can catch a glimpse of anyone, but it doesn't. And yeah, this round done and dusted pretty much. I just think it's gonna be Truerippers trying to get some exits. That's it.
Last player
Okay, they stun the
standing.
camera.
They stun the camera, but Pasha's gonna stun. Not only stun, get the frag onto Bones, all onto Crosshair. 100 HP, has a flash. Here's the press coming towards him. Maybe can get one onto Buster. Wheel picks up a Spectre, can do some extra damage here if he wants to. Oh, the flash is gonna be sent flying behind Pasha. Doesn't matter. He's gonna go in for the jiggle, get the headshot in with the Spectre. 8-6 is gonna be the score line. The 2 rounds they're supposed to win. They're gonna win. The side of Valor. But TR now they're on the buy rounds, and I think VL overcoming this buy round, that's gonna put them in the most comfortable situation they can be. Their economy is gonna be pretty good. They're gonna be able to pick up some rifles from the dead bodies of the TR players, and they're gonna have the 9-6 score line. Not the score line you wanted, you know, it's quite the opposite, but doesn't really matter. It's gonna be in favor of VL, and they're gonna be that much closer to double digits. So that's gonna be a big momentum boost for them. And it's a hard ask. Again, Spectres against rifles, it's a difficult ask, but we do see one rifle in the midst. It's Buster, and now it's the execution. JN popping out of the smoke. Paradox is gonna find Bullet, but there are more where that came from. But no, actually gonna be only one. Pasha getting the trade onto Paradox. Bones with one more. The frags are just coming left, right, and center. The trades are gonna be there, but still, it's a rifle versus Spectre Fest.
Oh yeah,
holding onto
really?
Garage. Oh,
Recovering
doesn't
it.
want that. He's falling back.
Yep. And Valor, look at what Buster's actually done. He's managed to sneak his way inside here while all that chaos was happening, and I don't think they've got
Oh,
this, so they might just be able to get a free plant. All the breach utility coming out as well. I mean, Hunter is just no respect at all. He's just legging it. They're gonna be able to get the plant down at least, so that's some
Spike
money
planted.
in their pocket. But can they hold on long enough to make this work? Hunter in position with the aftershock to prevent the push from coming in from that defender spawn area. In the meantime, they're gonna be playing hell, waiting for someone to make the first turn towards heaven. They're actually waiting for the recon to come in, but Buster quickly takes care of that. Smoke's coming in from the Astra as well to try and nice flash coming in from Hunter,
Oh,
and they all
Relic.
capitalize on the back of that. Beautiful stuff, but Relic still in play over here. Can he find it? Oh, Relic! Absolutely insane flicks by this man. A single hold down with the Vandal, and yeah, formless. There's no way on earth Relic lets them get away with that.
No way.
Oh boy, unbelievable stuff coming in from Truerippers. They keep it competitive. Paradox is in disbelief.
Oh my god.
I am too.
If I was anybody right now watching this match, I would be absolutely jaws dropped, mixed with the floor. How does he win that? That was a spray transfer, and that one stray bullet got the head of Paradox, and he's able to clutch that out. I was still, I mean, it felt like it was over 2 versus 1, but yeah, if he managed to get a headshot there, he can easily get the second player. But the way he transferred it, oh my god, so impressive.
Oh
And
yeah.
that gives a lot of momentum to the side of TR. Now they're feeling it. Now they got some more weapons to work with. The economy is going to be a little bit better, but still, they're going to be playing it safe. They're going to be keeping 2 rifles, a couple of Spectres, and a Judge for Paradox. The Judge hasn't paid off before near that garage position. This time, it's going to be there. On the first half, didn't pay off, but yeah, now on the attack, we might see some different
God.
effects from it. And
Yeah, I
here comes the
just heard a bunch of
utility hit.
ass.
The entry. Oh, Paradox
Now
under cover in the
okay.
smoke, finds one, finds 2.
Spike down.
Traded
C.
by Bullet, J, and still alone inside. There are players all around him. Cypher
Camera taken out.
fought out the Sova entering. Bones in his own cage. Doesn't win the fight. Relic is still there backside. He should know that the Sova's right there next to him. The recon won't get a chance to spot him out, but information is there for the players. They're going on a lineup, but
Spike down.
JN
C.
so low on HP.
One
Gets the
enemy
frag in,
remaining.
but traded by Crosshair onto Buster. He's all alone. The garage has the spike. I think he got flashed as well. They should know he's there, but yeah. Crosshair's got the right idea. He could have gone into garage. Right now, that's exactly what he's doing. Walking into
30
the, at least
seconds
get the
left.
spike down. That's gonna be big.
Yeah, the extra money is really gonna sort of chime in.
Spike
be a good
planted.
factor. He's actually faked out the dash
Oh,
as
doesn't they
well
know?
as Recon out there revealed him. Unfortunate. Well, JN tried, but in the end, Troop was ready for it. Great stuff by Paradox. You know, this is the kind of stuff you want to see from your duelist when you're backed into a corner. You know, just go completely psycho. Doesn't matter if you reveal, jumps into the smoke, takes out 2 players, dies, but that's okay. You know, you've gotten your team the advantage. The round should be won most likely. I mean, that was all trades after that point. So, yeah. Valor, they also took a fair risk with that. Their idea was that, hey, if we stop the side of Truerippers from snowballing right here, you know, we can amass an even bigger advantage and make the game a lot easier for us. But it doesn't end up working out exactly like they planned, and I'm curious to see what Valor are gonna do next. I see Vandal Spectre, so they're going in for another buy again. Well, if it doesn't work the first time, try again. Let's see if it does end up working out for the time being. Master has a strike crosser to help them out on this side. JN straight up going in, gets one pick with a knife before being drained out by Master, who's also managed to find Hunter, by the way. Pasha Sahal alone on the side. Paradox comes in with a charge from the air, rains down death upon his enemies. And Buster lurking to it. Can he find the opening? No, he cannot. Yasha is there to clean things up. Reddick's gonna find that kill. 8-9 now in favor of Truerippers. As Truerippers really starting to amass a bit of an advantage, not only in terms of rounds, but also in terms of economy.
Yeah, absolutely. Their economy is going to be in a good spot. They can go for some buys, and so the VL, they just lost the lead. They're going to have to play an eco now, so we might see an 10-8 scoreline in favor of TR coming in real soon. They even have all 5 of their ultimates. They can play the side take, the side retake, whatever they need to play really comfortably with the help of those ultimates. But yeah, VL, their eco game is quite strong. We know their 50 rounds to be quite entertaining, to say the least, but still gonna be quite difficult. I mean, TR, their economy isn't the best though. They are still very much, you know, in the back foot. One of their legs are still in the ditch. So if VL can do some damage, it might not show up now, but in the long run, TR, they might be suffering from the lack of money. That's all just assumptions. It might go the complete opposite way. They might all just, you know, flawless round 150. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah, you
making
never
wild
know. I
assumption
mean,
here. You never know.
no, I agree with you. Now, after what I saw in Icebox, I'm completely down to imagine something like that totally happening. But I feel like let's be honest with ourselves here. You know, let's hold ourselves a little bit accountable. We have been a little biased towards Valor since the start, haven't we? You know, we have been, you know, singing Valor's praises. But over here, Truerippers, they're giving us a reason to cheer for them, and I'm all down for it, baby. You know, after that particular round by Relic, I am just yeah, I'm kind of rooting for Truerippers. I kind of want them to see, you know, I kind of want to see them win and take it to a third map, take it a split, you know, see what they can do on that map, because that is sort of Valor's home turf, isn't it? I mean, that's where you'll see Valor at their strongest, and if they can break them there, then I think they break Valor.
The utility is quite strong here as well. The utility, the map knowledge, you know, how everything works on Haven. It's quite good. And I'm feeling like they are way more consistent than side of VL, because VL, we have those pop-off rounds where we see JN Hunter go in, but side of TR, all the players maintain that consistency, and all of them just get those frags, get those utility values out every round. And I think that is something I'd rather prefer than having that one player pop off, allowing you to get that round quite easily. And I think VL, I mean, everybody has their own impacts there, but in this map of Haven, I'm not just seeing that same kind of consistency I saw on Icebox, the same level of utility. But yeah, they're still keeping things tight though, despite all of those issues. Both these teams are absolutely insane. But for now, TR sitting at a pretty good advantage.
Absolutely. I mean, Truerippers have been in a very good spot now. They've managed to survive the onslaught that Valor was throwing their way, and now they get a little bit of respite, because you look at the lineup of Valor, you look at the weapons they have, there's no way on earth they win this round unless they screw up big time. JN, I'm just testing if his frenzy works. That's a thumbs up, it does indeed work properly. And now he's going to try and take the fight against Cypher towards a shot instead, but Paradox finds Buster in the meantime. Get some more kills through the wall, will actually pick up Pasha Sahil. And oh wait, do they know that? Do they know that the spike has been dropped towards mid?
It should give them the little cue that the spike has been dropped.
But they didn't see it, so I'm not. Well,
That is true, but now they know. Now they know.
Now they know for sure, and Bullet gets cleaned up by Paradox.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, he's just stat padding at this point. He just wants all the kills for himself. But looks like he didn't really know that JN was playing there. JN tries to be a little bit cheeky with the updraft, but gets shot down, and that's that. Truerippers, 10th round on board for them. Now, it's Valor who are in a bit of a tough spot, aren't they? If they lose this round, they're pretty much done for. I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing split if this round does not go in their favor. On the other side, Truerippers, they've got a decent amount of money in the bank. 5,000 on Relic. You know, Paradox has got enough for his operator. Also, as a Bladestorm ready. And you've got 5 ultimates up and running on the side of Truerippers. What could go wrong?
Yeah, absolutely. They can deny the entry. They can play the retake quite easily. These ultimates provide so much more comfort for them. And meantime, BL, they're on a bye, but yeah, their position is very much a lot more risky compared to the side of TR. Tripwire will slow down JN. They have information that one jet is there, but they are not letting go of the W keys. Instead, TR is going to be like, okay, let's play the slow game. Paradox will be caught in that gunfight. Operator lost, not picked up yet. Here comes the Breach ultimate. Crosshair finds one traded immediately. Hunter Spear as well, not finding anything. BL. Oh, they found their W keys. They found their gear, and it's the highest one out there. They are loving this and taking the side. Lost one player only. Oh, the drones meet. They will spot out the Breach Hunter. He tried to go undercover, but he spotted it out. Realizing that he has no way, tries to go for the track, but misses. Default Strongdraft's barely getting bullet. Recon will be slowing things down. Relic destroys it, but gives information. Going in for the retake this time. Low HP on Pasha, keeping that in mind. But Bullet, he's gonna land his headshot. Can he land one more? No. Master takes him down. 6 bullets. Knows Pasha's there. All that. That's all he needs to get that frag there. Gets one out. 2 bullets, goes for the classic. Right click, gets in the shot, but doesn't have time. He's gonna go in favor of VL. But that is huge though. The economy broken down to bits.
Yeah, they've decimated the economy, that's for sure. Do they still have enough for a buy, though? That's the question. They just want to be getting their rifles up and running. Yeah, they do. You're right, they do. So do the side of Truerippers. I mean, their economy looks a lot better. They're gonna have full kits of utilities. They're gonna have all the shields in the world, all the best rifles. It's only gonna be Paradox playing on those knives. But even, you know, with Paradox, the way he played those knives on Icebox, I'm not too concerned about him. I'm more concerned about the side of Valor and what happens to them if they end up losing this round, or even if they win and lose all their players once again. I mean, their economy is not looking all that great. And Hunter's also been spotted out as the round has started. And Relic is inviting him to find out what the other end of his gun feels like.
Oh, that's an invitation I would love to take at all. But yeah, Master is going to be holding on from Garage as well. This seaside is heavily fortified. And there's no way VL are walking into this. Low HP onto Buster already. And we've barely seen a gunfight happen. They're just sending those wall bangs in, each taking turns. Oh, he's, as we see the Jiggle Paradox, he's gonna spot a couple of players there. Know that this B side is under siege. Crosshair trying to defend it with some flashes. Here comes the Astro ultimate, but they still have their own ultimates to work with. They can play this retake quite easily, but yeah, they're gonna be holding on.
Okay,
was that a fake though? Yeah, that was a complete fake. They're gonna be going to A.
Yeah, but Truerippers have actually somehow read this. They know that this is gonna be a fake coming in from them. They've done a counter Cosmic Divide. I'm not even sure what's what at this point. Truerippers, well, they have made their way onto the side. Valor has actually found a pick on towards Paradox. Now they're all hightailing it back towards C. Instead, they're like, okay, well, you think we're an A? We found a pick. We'll pretend we are here.
Oh, this is huge! Oh, this is huge information!
Oh,
Buster just reveals they're all A. They can just walk free to C. Set up the utilities. Guys, you have all the time in the world.
10 seconds left.
Oh boy, Buster, what a play. And he's still on the look, by the way. He's running it. He knows there's no one waiting for him over here. Master, wait a second, Master, somehow doing work. Buster's gonna find another kill. Hunter alone, there's Buster still alive for the time being. But look at Relic. Do they know about his position? Yes, they do. Great stun coming in from Hunter. There's a reason why his name is called Hunter. It's because even though he doesn't play SOA, he sure has the instincts of that Russian man with a bow and arrow.
Oh god, that was a beautiful stun coming off them and a big play. I mean, they were just running on the whole side, initially going towards C, denied there, trying to enter into B, not happening, went into A, beautifully read by TR. But yeah, Buster managing to get that frag. I feel like, I mean, TR should have aggressed on him. They should have gone the trade on him. I think it was Bones right on the opposite side of the wall, the Astro Cosmic Divide. He didn't go for the trade. That could have denied them the information. They're on the rotation already, doesn't really matter. But that extra bit of confidence, knowing that all the players are in the opposite side. 100 coming from Bullet early on, takes down Crosshair. He's out of the game. He's out of the match for good. JN jumping above that tripwire, not catching it. Under disabling all tripwires. 3 versus 5, and they might just take the lead here. Not good enough guns for TR.
Yep. Finally, Valor looking to get themselves back in the driving seat here, Kirito. They've been down for a while now. They've just been looking to claw their way back up. And Truerippers, they're not fighting for dominance here. They're fighting for survival. Valor's looking to make a statement. Truerippers are just looking to make it to the next map and hopefully take a win from there. And if they don't win here, we're not going to be seeing that next one. Relic's trying to make a cheeky play with that judge, but as an instant response, the fault line comes through, and all of a sudden, all those plans have been foiled. How many times have we seen Truerippers in this situation again? Where they burst up outside aiming, they're trying, looking for exits, but they can't find anything.
Oh, JN.
Where's Bullet going?
Paradox.
He's dead.
Alright.
That was on purpose, just to make sure to get enough money next round.
Yeah, I mean, that looked really cool regardless. It's gonna be 11-10 VL, barely in this. It's a lead, but a lead nonetheless. They have some money to work with. Meanwhile, so do TR. It's a little bit more risky for them, obviously. If they lose this, they're gonna be... I think that pretty much guarantees the win for VL, doesn't? They don't have enough money for a buy next one. So if they can overcome these 4 rifles and that operator from Paradox, which is not easy to overcome by any means, considering how they have been playing in this whole match, in the last match in fact as well. This is the real test for them.
Oh, wow!
There, JN taken down off with his head. Master gets the tag onto the Sova. Sorry, onto the Cypher. Oh, Crosshair still there. Well, gets a third. Okay. He's saying no match point for you. Paradox is well chiming in, but you are ace to win this. Dog Dart is gonna get him. Master. Who's the better initiator? I don't even know. What's happening?
I mean, blink and you miss it. That's what's happening. You look away for 10 seconds and the round's over before you know it. That's the pace that Truerippers play this game at. Insane stuff coming in from them. Valor, they got a little bit cocky there towards the end. They were still trying to push in despite having the man disadvantage, and even though Jane got spotted towards A sewers, it just was no longer a favorable push. They still try to force the issue, they get denied, and now they're gonna try and make a play elsewhere. I mean, Truerippers, if they should have a read about what's gonna happen in this round. They should have an idea of what they're gonna try to do. They are playing outside garage and C, and they should have an idea that they're most likely gonna be playing somewhere over here. Bones is here on the side to try and stop this push. It's not gonna be an easy day coming in from the side of Valor. Also, Smoke standing in their way, and Bones looking to line up play-ups is only gonna be able to get one. Master waiting for the recon dart that never comes, completely blinded. Jane's gonna take him out. Pushsal's also gonna find Grelly to start things off, leaving only Paradox and Crosshair in this situation. Paradox trying his luck to find someone with a longer end of that operator, but just cannot succeed. Pushsal's picked up Crosshair as well. Paradox to somehow save this operator. That's gonna be big for him. Looking for the next pick, doesn't find it. Hunter cleans him up. And that's that. 12-11. Match point here for the side of Valor.
Match point.
Although Truerippers, they're not going to roll over and die just yet. Their money looking absolutely amazing. And the money on the side of Valor, not so much. I mean, Buster... Okay, never mind. They have enough for a buy. What am I talking about?
They can go for a buy. JN's going to have to playing either the Bladestorm or the Spectre to work with. But yeah, overall, not a bad option for them. Meanwhile, TR... Cross is going to be struggling a bit. He's going to be brought down to half armor and a Spectre. But yeah, economy isn't really the factor. This is 12-11. TR need to beat this mammoth of side of VL and get this to match point to stay alive in this. Master trying to find an opening with that stream. Gets one. Can he tag one more? He doesn't, but still getting that one frag onto the breach of Hunter. That's going to be a big impact. Still have a server to work with. Still have the Astra as well. The rolls that need to be filled up. Oh, did he tag him? He misses the shot. Tries to go for working Paradox. Misses the third as well. But JN only one. He's gonna take down the operator for Paradox. The seat aside is looking really good, man.
Paradox was so persistent there.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a lot of info. Now they know that they're all in that C-long position. Buster with one spray destroys all of that. Orsa tries to go for that peak, but no Cypher traps there to deny him.
That's actually huge. The fact that they only got one Seeker to do the job, they still don't really know where the rest of them are. For all they know, they could be outside mid, they could be towards garage. You know,
Standing ahead.
it's still not a lot of info for them.
Oh, big recon there.
Okay, yeah, that
That's
is big.
big.
But the fact that it got destroyed, I mean,
30
they're gonna
seconds
know
left.
what's up now. They know that they should be somewhere around C, because, you know, they have a relic towards B, and he hasn't seen any action over there. JN, the updraft over there, but Master cleans him out.
Like
Bones
this.
gonna set up for a crossfire, but is not gonna be able to do much. Can't find a single thing before he falls. Master, though, will. He's gonna be caught reloading, but in the end,
No
Truerippers
way.
will take this round. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to our first overtime of the
Switching
series.
sides. Overtime.
Oh my god, first overtime of the series. It's between TR and Valorant. It's not even the third map. It's gonna be the second one. Oh god, I mean, Valor, they only need to win this to actually finish off the match, but TR, the stakes are so much higher for them. If they lose this, they're gonna lose their first match of the series, and that's not what you want to happen. As I said, TR, they're a team that likes to keep that momentum in their favor, likes to keep that advantage with them, and losing that is something they do not want to happen. But Valor, though, if they do get this dub, their momentum is gonna be sky high. They're gonna be so happy with that victory, taking down a tyrant like TR. What a way
Yep.
to start off.
Absolutely. Well, for the time being, Truerippers, they're going to be the ones on offense. I have to say, Valor's defense, it hasn't been looking the best. Well, that's my point being made right there. Valor actually jumps and finds Hunter and Bullet, two initiators
of
on
the
the
charges.
side of Valor being taken out. It's going to be a super hard round for this. Buster will get one before he dies. Buster gets one as well, making it a 2v3, a doable situation if Jane can work his magic with the operator. They have both the initiators still alive, which is absolutely huge to have them alive in a post-plant situation. And Buster, he needs to do some heavy lifting here. He needs to do a lot of lurk work to get his team back in this game here. Has snuck in towards Garage, but they're all playing towards C-Long. Just trying to play post-plant over here. Cheyenne gonna find a pick, but they're disciplined. Gonna spot things out with the Owl drone first. The Gravity Well to go through second, and they're still only just looking to find a pick. Over here, Buster will actually find Relic to start things off. Looking to tap that spike, JN. Defending him with his body, but Crosshair lines them up. Unfortunate. If JN actually lands that shot, it's a completely
Switching
different round.
sides.
But Valor
Match point.
now in a hard spot. If they lose this one, we're gonna end up going to split. And yeah, Truerippers, they certainly are feeding themselves at the moment.
Absolutely, that was such a huge round for them. They're gonna be going into defense, and they can lay low, play slowly, passively, however they want to. And BL, they're now under a lot of pressure. They need to win this next one to go into the second overtime, and it's gonna be difficult. They have the weapons and everything, obviously, because it's overtime. You have the money to buy it, but side executions are going to be so much more difficult with the level of utility usage from TR and map controllers from Paradox, willing to push out of mid, but he's a little bit patient with that. The timing, Buster is right there. Doesn't catch him. Instead, it's going to be Pasha side who's going to fall to Paradox,
Spike down
dashing away to
A.
safety. He also had cover from Garage from Bones as well, so Buster, even if he got that frag, I think he'd be traded immediately. But he's going to be playing the lurker role, pushing up to B main. There's a pair on his left. He should know. He's going to be pushing him. Oh god, the timing. He can catch these players onto A off guard. If they decide to push this A side, they know that Crosshair is there. Now they see the positioning of Buster. Buster, if you can get both these players, it's going to be huge. They line up.
Oh my god, he gets them!
He lurks in and gets the frag. It's going to be a 3 versus scenario. The spike is going to make its way into A. There's another lurker behind from TR, but he's going to be revealed by the tripwire. And trying to deny the spike plant, but not for long. Finally, it's going to be brought down, and Hunter, he's going to bring down Bones as well.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, Paradox's position doesn't look so good, but with Relic doing so much work, maybe there's an opportunity. He's trying to distract him, does find one before he falls, but Hunter's going to be there. We're going to a second overtime. Valor, never say never. That's their philosophy.
Switching
We move
sides.
into the next overtime.
Overtime.
Let's see what they can put on the board this time around.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just getting more and more suspenseful. You cannot really predict as we're going on. We started off Icebox with predicting TR would win, Valor win so convincingly. TR still had a good performance. Even I think separating these two teams, we're seeing taste of both coins is like Valor dominating for 5 rounds, 6 rounds, and then we see TR coming back, and it's a little bit of a mix again. It's just there's no way you can actually have a valid prediction on how these rounds are gonna roll out. But all we
Oh
can
yeah.
predict is gonna be a good match as we see Jay, and he's gonna go for that operator. Obviously, in overtime, you have to sacrifice
drop.
all of your armor for that. He's gonna be working with 0 extra protection other than his HP bullet.
Yeah.
Has some lineups. He's been watching those Average Jones videos, knows where to shoot that recon to get the most information. And information is what they need right now. Like, obviously, he isn't fragging out, but yeah, so was. That's not their main objective. That information is going to be so useful to his team. Jane holding on as soon as he unscoped the timing. Oh, that could not be any worse. Fraggy. Oh, the utility to deny him the entrance. He's going to be tagged down to low HP as well. Still a 4 versus 5 though. They have some room to be pushing into garage. Pasha's gonna hear all that information, tries to run away. I think the secret Trailblazer doesn't spot him. He lets them pass, gets 2, so does Split from window.
One
He
enemy
gets
remaining.
Oh my god.
Spike
What's
down
there?
mid.
Oh, how does he miss that? It's all on to Bones, but he's on. Well,
Wait, they
he
don't
might
know
get
Bones is
1,
here.
might get 2. Oh, he's
They
gonna.
don't know Bones is
Oh,
here. He
oh,
got both the
he's
trip
picked-
fires.
Oh, no, no, no. He picked on automatically.
Yeah.
Buster.
Unfortunate. I mean, I thought Bones would have actually had 1 kill there at least, because if you notice, there were
Switching
2
sides.
tripwires towards A covering
Match
both the
point.
entrances. But I think one of them might have been low enough so that Bones could have jumped over it. Well, match point now for Valor. Can they close this out here, or are we going to be seeing Split? It's a nice tripwire coming in from Bones, but not something that you can't deal with. And if I were TR, if there was a timeout remaining, I'd take it right now. You really need it. Well, Valor changing their approach this time, grouping up outside Garage and mid. Buster trying to hold the flank towards A, and the hit is going to come in towards Garage. JN, the first person to go in, is going to be caught on the back of those tripwires. Still alive for the time being. Flash comes in looking to get Relic, but Relic is still safe and sound. In fact, spots out Hunter. Buster's going to be left with trade though. Great exchanges coming in from both of them. Bones, good for 1, but that's all he's good for. Side control has been found even though they've lost a couple of players. Now it comes down to playing most
Spike
Oh,
plant with
planted.
discipline. Paradox trying his luck,
Cage
spamming through the
trigger.
box. Doesn't really get anyone just yet. Buster setting up before he has to call it quits and leave, and Crosshair gonna be in an important fight. He's gonna win it. JN is gonna find him. And now Pasha Sahil and Buster got with their pants down, but Pasha Sahil still good for 1. Oh my god, he barely gets away from Paradox's operator.
Revealing
Gonna be
area.
looking
Oh,
to
this
tag the
spike land
spike
though,
over
this
here.
position.
Yeah,
Oh.
Paradox. He's so aggressive. He's so aggressive. Can
player
they find him?
standing.
Yes, they can.
Oh,
and
this
Master
is
got
This is
tagged
it.
up
He
by the
doesn't know what the
camera.
cam is. He doesn't know what the cam is.
Oh
There we
my
go.
god! Ah,
Attackers
they don't
win.
know where the cam is, and that ends up costing Truerippers the game. Valor are going to be your victors for the second map, as well as they 2-0 the side of Truerippers. Icebox, as well as Haven going their way. Great stuff coming out here from the side of Team Valor. I don't think I was expecting to see this today. You know, I was expecting it to go the other way around, but Valor, and they've been practicing for quite a while, and it seems that the results are finally paying off. Buster, you know, he was actually playing Duelist on Valor for the longest time, but ever since I've seen him made the sort of switch to play Sentinel, he's been looking even more effective. I don't know what is it about Buster, but the way he's playing these agents it's a thing of beauty. You know, it seems to fit Buster so well.
Indeed, and I mean, it's thing that we thought that VL would struggle with quite a bit in switching up the agents and everything, but I feel like they finally found the magic composition that works out the best for them. And
Yeah.
I mean, the magic's right there. The proof is in the numbers. You can see they won against a team like like Truerippers who haven't given away a single loss yet in the series. This is gonna be their first loss. And finally, the side of Valor can be a little bit more comfortable in the whole grouping, and they can be a little more comfortable in the whole agent selection composition as well. Absolutely loved how they played today. It got a little bit intense in the end there,
Yeah.
but yeah, not too intense for the side of Valor. They're going to be taking the dub. But yeah, we're going to be going to the match highlights to actually break down what happened there. How exactly were the side of Valor able to pull off the victory? And I think that it definitely was not looking like that from the start. The first half, the True
Yep.
Rippers taking a bunch of rounds. It was feeling like quite the opposite.
Absolutely was. I mean, Valor, they definitely clawed their way back in this game. And I think Valor themselves are to blame for that, right? Because if you notice the first few rounds, they were so aggressive. I mean, they were aggressive sort of like a rebel without a cause. They went out, they got a couple of picks, then they got instantly traded out. So what was the point of those picks at all? I mean, if you're even in terms of the number of players alive, it always is going to favor the attackers over the defenders. It never favors the defenders in that situation. So I'm a little surprised that they kept going for those kind of plays, even though they didn't work out the first time around. But yeah, overall, coming back to the topic of group standings just for a second, this is a big win for the side of Team Valor, because the fact that they've won here not only means that they go up, but they also knock down Truerippers a peg. So they are, they've basically shot two birds with one stone with this win, and they're going to be in a very good spot going forward in the groups. But yeah, back to the match at hand. I don't know, Kirito. I don't know what got into Valor, but it seemed like they were a different team as soon as that side switch came through. It didn't look like they were planning too heavily to play that defense. They only had a single controller. They had a double initiator setup instead, and a cipher, which the cipher can be pretty useful. It can net you a lot of rounds on defense, but the way Team Valor were playing, it wasn't exactly relying on Buster.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, overall, they were a lot more, covered up on both sides. Both teams actually, I felt like VL and the side of Two Rippers, their, consistency was a little bit more better towards the end over here. Obviously, VL, I felt like they were a bit dependent on their star players like JN to actually carry them out in front, using that jet. We also have the side of Hunter with the really beautiful solo plays. But yeah, whenever every single player were, their communication just clicked, their synergy just clicked, and they started working together. Their site takes, their retakes, everything was seeming a lot more cleaner. The utility was seeming to be a lot more efficient. And I guess that was a little bit too much for TR to handle, because that when it gets that coordinated, even a team like TR, they were definitely struggling there. They kept up, but it was difficult for them, and they were losing players left, right, and center. Economy wasn't being stabilized, and after that, it just gets it's just so much you can do. But they did their best. They took it to overtime, so not a bad performance from them either.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, True Rippers, they really tried to bring it back there towards the end, but unfortunately, it just wasn't their day. Even in the first game, it seemed that True Rippers were actually going to come close to contesting Valor, but then Valor ended up edging them out, and they just seem to have a small but consistent edge against the side of True Rippers, and I think that's what matters. The fact that you can consistently beat a team, even though it might not be by the biggest margin, is really a good plus for you, right? Because you have to imagine it from the other team's shoes. You're playing against this team, you always lose by a deficit of like 2 to 3 rounds. Each time you play, you think this time is it. Eventually, you get tired of saying this time is it, and it breaks your morale down. So, I mean, Team Valor, they're in a good spot so far. The issue for them is the fact that this does mean that I actually think this ties them up with True Rippers, does it not? Because now True Rippers also have one loss, and so do the side of Valor. You know what? We don't need to think about this. Let's have a look at the group standings. Well, all the secrets are going to be revealed now, as we see Team Valor on that top spot with 5 points, and
Wow.
True Rippers, like I said, being knocked down a peg, going to that fourth place spot. Now, if EXO and Exploit win their matches, they obviously going to regain that top spot, but Valor pretty much has secured that top four, at least for these sets of matches, for the time being. Now, they're going to be staying in this top four for a while, and until someone comes and beats them out, they're not going to be moving from here. True Rippers, if they want to stay in the top four, they've got some work to do.
Yeah, they're in a risky position. One more loss, and I think they're going to be able to drop down to that fifth position, not where they want to be. And they have some time to work with. I know that the team like Two Rippers, as I said, they definitely like to fix all their mistakes, and I think they'll be taking a look at what made Team Valor better than them today, and hopefully to maintain that top four position. Who knows? They might even go first. It's hard to predict right now, because I mean, we all predicted this map to go very much in the opposite side, right? We thought Two
Yeah.
Rippers would be performing a lot more better. They did, but yeah, I mean, we expected the victory to go their side, but yet it was Team Valor coming on top. So I'm not really gonna make any assumptions, but I do expect both sides, all the teams actually, to actually take note and hopefully make this group a little bit more interesting. Make sure everyone is jumping around. Somebody's going on top, somebody's going on bottom. It's just a really intense scenario for every single team out there.
Absolutely. And I think this is gonna set the temper for the rest of the matches coming in as well. But with that out of the way, let's move away from Group B for a bit. Let's have a look at the next fixture of the day, the Group A match for the day. That's gonna be at 8 o'clock. It's ROG. Oh, never mind. It is actually still Group B matches. It's not the Group A match. My apologies. But yeah, ROG Academy gonna be going up against Team Exploit. Also, by the way, a team that is in the top four. So yeah, an important match for Team Exploit today as well. Let's see if they can win this one, or if they too are going to be knocked down a peg, like it happened with the side of Truerippers. But if you want to find that out, you need to tune in at 8 o'clock, because I think this is about it for us. It was a very good game by both sides, and in the end, Valor, they managed to wrap this up. But yeah, before we go, any final thoughts, Kirito?
Yeah, it was just an insane match, and this is just setting a tone for the Group B. We're seeing these teams that we didn't really have much expectations from. They're just popping on out of nowhere like Boogeyman and just scaring these team that have been holding the top position for so long. And they're giving us a run. They're giving them a run for their money. We didn't expect them to actually perform so well. Who knows? The next match we might even have an outcome that we didn't expect. But all I know is this tournament is absolutely spicing up. It's getting intense by every match, every second, every round. It's getting more and more unpredictable, and that's just the way we love it. You never know what's going to happen. It just increases the intensity, and I'm enjoying every second of it. And hopefully the viewers as well. Hopefully you are as well. Everyone is going to be enjoying it. Hopefully, but yeah, that is pretty much it from us today for this matchup.
Absolutely. Well, just to let you guys know, every team over here does play 7 matches. This was just the third match, by the way, for both of these teams. So we already got to see 2 aces. We got to see some pretty intense clutches, and there are still 4 more matches to go. I'll leave the rest to your imagination, because for now, me and Kirito, we're going to be saying goodbye. Until then, thank you for tuning in to LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial and our apparel partner 656, also our accessories partner Cosmic Byte. And with that out of the way, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be coming back with the 8 p.m. game. Don't miss that. Make sure you put a bookmark on. And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you some other time.